Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast where we celebrate nearly 7 years and 300 episodes. It is Lost in the Midcard. We are here with the big episode 300. It's our first live show ever. Look at this. We got comments. Mark Cho in with a comment. It's 300. We're here. It's what a good time to hit 300, as it is coming off the heels of a tremendous Arthur Ashe show. We're going to get into that and much more. I'd like to thank you for all tuning in. Please make sure, if you haven't already, subscribe to our podcast. Search for Lost in the Midcard. Find what it says new feed. We're available on Anchor, Spotify, iTunes, any of your favorite podcasting apps. Just search for Lost in the Midcard and find the one that says new feed and subscribe. And also YouTube, where we are live. We are live for the first time. 300 episodes. We've never gone live. We've always pre-taped it. We are live for YouTube. And so you're already watching it live. You can, you're probably already subscribed. But if you're watching it live and you're not subscribed, what are you doing, man? Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell icon. Hit that thumbs up. Comment in the chat. We're going to have some fun tonight. I am your host, Jeremy Bennett. You can find me on the Twitter at JB Huskers. And before I introduce my co-host, who's been on the ride the whole almost 7 years, but I want to mention that go find our Facebook page as well, facebook.com/Lost in the Midcard, our Twitter page at LITMC Podcast as well. As always, my co-host, he is on the Twitter at Raw F Showtime. It is Mr. Matt Black. Hey, happy 300. Happy 300, buddy. Look at this.
Here, let's do it.
Look at this. We got RC in the chat. We got Mark Cho in the chat.
Appreciate
friends
you
of the
guys.
show. Yeah, friends of the show for a very long time. Share this out on socials. Let's get a few more people on. We'd love to hear you here. We got comments on the screen with our fancy StreamYard. Pretty fun. Only bad thing is
I like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, no soundboard though, unfortunately, so I'm gonna have to make my own sounds. And will you stop? But we're gonna have some fun. We might bust this out from time to time. We tested it out. We're gonna be able to pull. We can't without the StreamYard subscription, we can't pull the audio directly, but there's ways to pull that. So we'll get the podcast version out sometime tomorrow. Matt, happy 300, man. We're here right here.
300 to you, man. I mean, look, it just happened to work out in happenstance.
I know
episodes that got skipped and missed over the years. Somehow, episode 300 falls on the line of AEW Dynamite Grand Slam. It just kind of seemed like fate. Who would have imagined 7 years ago that we would have had a second national wrestling company,
right?
That would be rivaling WWE in popularity. It's fucking crazy, man.
Were we talking? I'd have to go back.
Daryl in the chat.
D.
Daryl in the chat.
Look at D. If you've been a fan of the show for a long time, right here, let me get him up here. I'm trying to share this out on social so we can get some more.
Co-host and buddy.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
D, if you have not been with the show recently, or if you're new to the show, thank you. We've had a lot of new subscribers to our YouTube channel. Daryl was a big part of Lost in the Midcard. Was a host with us for a lot of episodes, and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Daryl. Wouldn't be here if it wasn't for guys like Mark Cho. I'm surprised his first comment was not 1 inch. Inside joke.
Will
1
you
inch.
Stop.
Will you stop?
Is it really an inside joke if you've been listening to the show?
It's true. Again,
if you've been listening to the show, you know where that joke originated from, and it's way too long to explain now. So
yeah. So were we covering anything else? Maybe news-wise. Oh, there we go, right there. Middle fingers in the chat.
I love it.
It ain't an episode of Lost in the Midcard with Daryl without some fuck yous in there. You're gonna see Daryl here pretty soon, aren't you, Matt?
I am. We're going to the draft next Friday. We will be live at SmackDown in Baltimore.
Hey, guess I brought a special guest.
Not as good as Arthur Ashe, but You know.
Hey, the draft is going to be a fun night. It'll be a fun night.
I think it'll be a lot of fun.
I brought a special guest, Matt. A return.
Oh boy.
It's been a while. But the scotch is back, baby.
Oh, God.
Episode 300. I had to bust out the scotch. The scotchy.
I'm not surprised.
I haven't busted out the scotch in some time. So I have busted out the scotch for episode
Rudy in
300.
The chat. What's up, Rudy?
Rudy, another old friend of the show. I met Rudy the same day I met Matt when we were in LA for SummerSlam 2011 when CM Punk got screwed by Alberto Del Rio. So, as I was getting
part of many SummerSlam screw jobs about a decade ago. So, I don't want to see no screw jobs next week in Baltimore. None of that shit. It's gonna be a good show, WWE.
I love scotch. Scotch.
JB's getting drunk. Must be a day that ends in Y.
I did go out last night. I wasn't gonna plan on it. Buddy of mine wanted to. A buddy of mine is running karaoke at a new bar for the first time, and my buddy wanted
with Rosado.
Yeah, in the chat. What's up, man? Bust out the sketch. So I went out. I was not going to go out. I was going to lay low last night, but I decided to go out after NXT.
Charles breaking out the berry.
Charles
breaking out the horns, man.
Charles was a part of
our shows.
Yeah, I remember. I think Charles was probably a part of one of our longest shows ever with Scott Burris and rest in peace Trevor Oz. We had like a 3.5 hour show. Was it like kind of like a round table for WWE games plus what was going on?
We were talking about WWE games and the future of the franchise, which looking at it today, oh boy.
We're talking about the future of the AEW
fingers crossed that game getting delayed till March means we're going to get a really good product next year. So
look at this. This is you don't know what this means quite yet, but our buddy Marcho apparently got us a gift from the one and only Danhausen via Cameo. We'll share it next week on the podcast if we can. I'll figure out somehow. He's still tired. Charles is still tired from that 3.5 hour podcast we did. We don't go that long much anymore. We barely crack 1.5 hours nowadays. We tighten it up a little more.
I think we'll be a little longer tonight because we're interacting with everybody as we go. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I love interacting with the listeners. I think it's fucking awesome. Yeah, and
it was like let's go back to that first episode, man. I mean, we weren't probably talking much more than WWE. Maybe we were in and out with Impact several times throughout the show, but I remember our very first episode was Royal Rumble 2015. Roman Reigns wins. The crowd boos. They bring out The Rock to save him from boos, and that didn't even work. And that was the birth of the podcast. It was that was the start. That was episode 1, and here we are. Arthur Ashe, AEW. We talk New Japan. We talk Ring of Honor. Sometimes we talk Impact. And there you go. WWE games. That should be their tagline.
That would be a tagline. You got the Scott.
Joe is
you got the Gatorade, brother.
I got some Diet Pepsi over here too. Cho a little more optimistic. A great game. That's stretching it after 20, man.
I think the 6 to 7 month delay on this title is actually going to give us a good game. But he's right. The roster, they're going to have some problems. There's going to be some massive problems with the roster. There's no way around that.
No, there ain't.
So
really. There ain't really. Yep, Scotch is activated. D. Scotch is activated. It feels so good. So here we are, like I said, episode 300. Share this if you're watching live. Share it on the socials. Let's get a party going here. I'm gonna probably. What are we looking at?
What Charles said.
It's different.
I just hope it works. That pops me. I hope it works too, my friend.
That's half the battle right there. Is the damn game working? I mean, Christ.
The foundation of the game needs to be amazing. Like gameplay That's what they need to nail for 2K22. Hands down, the gameplay has to be there. Build towards the future. Yeah. Don't worry about your lackadaisical roster this year. Just give us a great game that's fun to play. Because if they don't, AEW's console games are right around the corner, and I guarantee you that game's going to be fun to play. And the roster is going to be sick.
Right. And we've already seen a lot of the models. I think, wasn't Jungle Boy the latest one to come out, I think?
Yeah, we've seen Darby and we've seen Jungle Boy so far.
Yeah. And, it's going to be, hopefully. Do you have any inkling on when that's going to come?
I've heard rumblings that they're aiming for the fall of next year.
Yeah.
So like that, they're not looking to lock down any type of date right now. AEW and Ukes are under the mindset of when it's done, it's done. They're not rushing it out. It's not going to be released before it's ready. They don't want a Cyberpunk or a WWE 2K20 episode. When the game is done, the game will be released. But I do know that they are aiming for next fall. So
yeah,
fingers crossed that that it's going to be awesome. So like I don't, dude. I want just like all my wrestling products. I want all wrestling products to be good. I want all wrestling games to be good too. So
look at Mark Cho in the comments. Until it dies, that's a joke. So April Fools, we gave you crap again. Look at my friend Brianne in the chat. She is joining. She did not. I don't think she said she was going to be able to watch Dynamite, but she said she would still join the chat and get her Dynamite news from us tonight. So, Brianne, I appreciate that you are in there with us tonight. Okay. Yeah. Get a JD Huskers.
I promise you that pre-order bonus is better than what you're going to get when the game when they announce it in a few months. I am not going to give that away on the show, but I'm telling you all right now. You heard it here first. People will not be happy when they announce the pre-order bonus for WWE 2K22.
Oh, so you got a little inside scoop here.
That's all I'm not asking you. That's all. Well,
it is. Hey, it's episode 300. Come on, man, spill it. Spill it.
Nope.
I'm kidding.
Not gonna spill it. Not gonna get my sources killed. But I'm telling you, I'm warning y'all right now. When the pre-order bonus is announced for WWE 2K22, no one is going to be happy.
It's gonna be the Fiend DLC. That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be the Fiend. Hey, Bray Wyatt may be fired, but the Fiend is still. Oh, there we go. Yeah, but nothing wrong with that, Charles. I mean, there you go. Rudy's got it. Rudy's got it locked down. It's going to be packaged with a Lily doll. What about a Charlie doll? I want a Charlie doll. Oh, here we go. Oh, the old inside joke once again. The 1 inch is the pre-order, but I don't want to know how that's a pre-order bonus. Keyword bone on the bonus, but I don't want to know how that. Man, we're definitely off the rails on episode 300 because we got friends. We're in here with our friends, man. I love it. So let's get into some business. There you go, Braun Breaker Steiner Math Edition. Let's bust into AEW at Arthur Ashe, man. I tell you what, just from the opening salvo, the crowd was so fucking hot. It was just insane. It was so insane you didn't even realize the women were main eventing, Matt.
I didn't. I was so invested in the opener and the entrances and everything that was going on. I didn't even realize that they announced that they were closing the show.
It was it was a hot start for AEW. The crowd just going nuts, and hey, let's just kick it off with a dream match: Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson. Let's just kick the show off with this. Why don't we? I mean, for the love of God, why not? Right? I said on Twitter before this match began, I go, Justin Roberts announced there was going to be a 30-minute time limit. I said heading into this match that I wanted it to be a fucking 30-minute Broadway, and I got my wish. This was probably, I mean, I've seen people, I don't know if it's hyperbole or what. My friend John Canton, who does the live reviews on TJR Wrestling, he doesn't hand out 5 stars like Meltzer does, like candy. He does not hand these out often, and he gave this match 5 stars. I saw a lot of people say this was one of the best TV matches they've ever seen. And the crazy thing was they weren't trying to go hectic in the final minute like you see normally on a time limit match. They still just were beating the shit out of each other in a regular fashion until that bell rang. Like they were not trying to hurry up and try to get shit in to win. They just kept beating the shit out of each other. And man,
I don't know if that was the planned finish.
Don't think so?
No, because I think the 30-minute time limit draw was the planned finish, but I think the finish is what they rushed to after the bell rang. With Danielson getting Omega down and trying to get him in the bell lock. I think the crowd was so freaking loud that Omega and Danielson couldn't hear the referee telling them how much time they had left, and they didn't get. I think they wanted Omega in the bell lock when the bell rang.
Yeah,
but they simply didn't get there.
Well, it was too loud.
The match was so freaking great, it didn't matter anyway. So
yeah. My buddy Matt in the chat, thanks a lot for the love, man. Appreciate you joining us tonight. Yeah, like Daryl said, perfect finish. I thought it was great that they didn't do the rushing, because that's what you typically do in that. They just kept beating the shit out of each other. But you are correct. They probably didn't hear Justin Roberts announce there was 1 minute left. I couldn't even fucking hear it. I was did he say one?
You barely heard. You heard him say something. It's like something was remaining, but like the crowd was so loud you couldn't make it out. Look, Steeler fan in the chat. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Matt's a Steeler fan, but we got another Matt we've got 2 Matts. This is a Matt as well. So longtime friend of mine jumping in there. Yeah, it was so nuts in there. And like, God, man, the match was just insane. I mean, the 2 things I think of the most in that match were fucking Kenny Omega running all the way down the ramp for a mother of all V triggers. And then fucking Daniel Bryan reversing a one-wing shut up. I don't have my soundboard tonight. Bryan Danielson reversing a one-winged angel into a poison Rana. That was another fucking sweet spot. I asked for it on Twitter before the match. I wanted a Broadway. I got a Broadway. I think you might think I'm crazy, and it ain't the Scotch talking yet. I still got most of a glass left. It ain't the Scotch talking, but I think the next time they go, it's going to be a 60-minute match, and they're going to Broadway again. They'll Broadway again. It's going to be like these guys.
If it's a 60-minute match, it's most likely for the AEW Championship.
Yep.
But at that point, Bryan Danielson will have to climb the ladder first. But another problem on that, by the time Danielson climbs that ladder, I don't think Omega's still holding that championship.
Yeah. I just think that I wouldn't be surprised if they did another Broadway with a longer time limit or the same time limit, either or. I wouldn't be surprised if they can never get a decisive victory and they just got to keep fighting and give us these 5-star matches until finally somebody wins out of that thing.
Daryl's trying to make our chat people drunk.
Daryl trying to get everybody drunk in the chat. Shot of scotch every time he calls him Daniel Bryan. Hell, JR called him Daniel Bryan once. You noticed every time JR said Bryan Danielson, he kind of slowed down before he said it so he wouldn't say Daniel Bryan.
I thought JR did a great job tonight.
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying.
Marcher said that stage V trigger scared him. The Snapdragon suplex on the ramp is what made me cringe. I was like, and the way Danielson sells that, he's been doing this type of sell job ever since he's returned from retirement, where he makes you think that he's dying when he takes a move to his neck area, and every time you bite on it because you don't want anything to happen to this national treasure that is Bryan Danielson. And when he took that Snapdragon on the ramp, I cringed really, really bad. So that was the part of the match that, like, if there was one spot that scared me, It was that Snapdragon on the ramp. Damn, man.
And the announcer sold that so good. Sorry, I'm still trying to pimp the show, try to get some more people in. And the announcer sold it so well when they kind of basically broke down the composition of that ramp, like of just how fucking hard that ramp was. And it was a great job by all. And like I said, I've said it on the show many times, especially because WWE doesn't ever do it. That I love a good Broadway, and we never get those in WWE. So once it happened, was the first time Cody and
WWE doesn't do time limits.
Yeah, was the first one Cody and Darby?
It's impossible for WWE to do that. Yes, I think the first AEW time limit draw was Cody versus Darby, and that was the start of their like a year and a half story that eventually led to Allen finally beating him for the TNT title. So, but yeah, no, B is absolutely right. Like the way he sells it makes it believable, and everything that happens in a Danielson match just has you on the edge of your seat, and you're invested, and you're biting on everything. And those are the kind of matches he provides, and Omega does a lot of that too. And when you mix those two men together and you let them just go out there and tear it down for 30 minutes, my God.
By the way, Brienne is not a Roman Reigns fan at all. Acknowledge me. She hates Roman Reigns with a passion, by the way.
Sorry to hear that.
So here comes she's gonna start typing in the chat now about how much she hates Roman Reigns. I want to see it. We'll put it up on the chat. So they never do Broadways in WWE. So I was excited that they brought him back. And I called it tonight. I said I wanted a Broadway. I got it. I'm curious to see if the rematch is going to be another Broadway. I just had this feeling they're going to keep doing Broadways, a couple of Broadways until they finally get a winner. Danielson even said it himself. I think we got it later on in the headlines, but he had an interview that said he's going to go hard for 3 years and then probably call it a career. This is his pinnacle. This is his apex of his career.
He said he'll be done being a full-time wrestler in 3 years.
Yeah. So
then he'll do the part-time shtick, and there's nothing wrong with that. He's more than earned the dude. He's earned the right to be a part-timer now if he wanted to be.
Yeah, and I thought he would be.
If that man wants to go hard for 3 years, and and just have fucking instant classics with everybody from the top to the bottom of that roster, have at it, American Dragon. Freaking have at it.
Charles starting to shit in the chat with Brienne. I can't wait for the response to that. So following that awesome match, after the match, the Elite come out, and then Cole and the Bucks super kick Brian, and then Jungle Express and Christian make the save. Of course, I know Matt was begging for this to be Hangman's spot to come back, which I
really thought this was Hangman's moment to return. I really did. I was very surprised that it didn't happen, because I think the roof. What little roof they had retraction over the top of Arthur Ashe would have blown off if Hangman's music would have hit at that point.
Oh my God, yeah. I don't know if Hangman comes back to set the Dark Order straight or what he does. To be honest, I don't know.
Like I said, if he doesn't return on the Rampage tapings tonight, and if he doesn't return next week at the Rochester show in New York, I don't know when he's coming back. And if he's not back by next week, you might have to start planning another main event for Full Gear.
Wasn't his wife pregnant? Is his wife pregnant? Is that what's going on? Or
yeah, but I mean, look, Heyman's really good at keeping his life private, so we don't know if she's already given birth or not. And I don't think he's coming back until after she's had the baby. So if she hasn't given birth yet, and we don't know that either way, I don't know. Like I said, if he's not on Rampage Friday and he's not in Rochester next week, we're going to have to start looking into other ideas for what the main event of Full Gear is. Right now, I'm still saying it's Hangman and Omega. But we'll find out in a week's time. Like when we're back here next week talking, we're going to know if that's still the main event of Full Gear or not.
Or it could be rematch and it's for the title since they won a Broadway. I don't know. But like I said,
they're going to have to do that, though. Brian's going to have to be wrestling like every freaking show between now and November to get to rise those rankings to get up to number one, to even challenge Omega. So That would be very difficult.
So apparently there were people saying that Punk was not going to be on every week for AEW. So, and he has been. And good segue for Punk as Punk follows up the hot match between Omega and Danielson. CM Punk coming out, even mentioning how the hell do you follow that? And the crowd popped for that. I thought Punk cut a great promo here, didn't he, Matt?
Look, and I said it on Twitter earlier tonight. The thing that I love about the promos in AEW, and Punk's a perfect example of this. Punk came out with a certain idea in his head of what he was going to cut and what he was going to say, and that crowd changed his course, and he went with it. He fed off the crowd, and that shit's real. That shit's authentic, and that's what I love about the promos in AEW. They feel real. They feel like they're actually, they're a human being talking to the audience about what's going on, and I really appreciate that. The bullet points are great, but you don't need a script.
No.
Sam, what are you talking about, man?
Paige, here comes a Pabst. That's Cardona's shtick. Cardona's the Pabst Blue Ribbon guy.
Well, you heard about why that happened, though, right?
Mm-mm.
When Pabst originally was filming that commercial for Dynamite, the original plan was it was going to be a commercial that featured Hangman. And he flew out to record the commercial, and then something happened between Pabst and AEW where they didn't, like, there was some kind of money figure or something that that ended up not agreeing on, and they went with Cardona and company instead. Like, that commercial that we got was originally supposed to be a Hangman Page commercial. So,
if Hangman, Rudy here in the chat, if Hangman isn't back, who are you putting in the place? I think Daniel Bryan, and like Matt said, you're going to have to get him some wins.
Scotch, baby.
Yeah.
You did Daniel Bryan again, pal.
Oh, did I? Good. I'll take a drink then.
Here's something interesting. Here's something very interesting. Hobbs is ranked number 2.
If Punk wins.
If Punk beats Hobbs, and they want to go that route, if Hangman's not back, they could do Punk and Omega at Full Gear. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but when Punk knocks off the number 2 guy on the rankings, that automatically makes an argument for Punk to be in the top 5, and then he would be able to slide his way.
He could win another match
the top spot between now and November.
Yeah, he could slide in there and then maybe wrestle the guy that's number 1 or somebody else in the top 5, and then he goes up to 1. But again, the way that AEW sets up their rankings is anybody in that top 5 can compete for that title. It's not just the number 1 guy. It could be anybody in the top 5. So that's kind of the handy thing there. Rudy, they're recording Rampage as we speak right now.
Yes.
Which is weird because it's going to be a 2-hour show and it's going to be spoiled for some. I'm going to stay away from spoilers the best I can.
Avoid spoilers, people. Avoid them at all costs.
But if spoilers come out like, oh, Hangman's coming back, well, that means people are going to tune in to see Hangman because they have not seen Hangman in a while.
True.
So the spoilers are not really going to hurt things. So Punk on the mic again, great promo, but I think Punk listened to that criticism of I don't know who even said it. I think it was somebody prominent in the journalism world of saying, I'm getting tired of Happy Punk or whatever. So he threw it into a promo, and was mentioning it. But Brianne is totally correct here. It's not word for word. Remember, was it Kurt Angle just recently said he had to memorize a 3-page script 10 minutes before he had to go out on TV?
That's insane, dude.
And he fucking did it too. But that just shows you how ridiculous. Charles, 2 hours live. No, they're taping it right now, buddy. They're taping Rampage right now. So
I wish it was live, but at that point they would have had to fill up Arthur Ashe 20,000 plus twice in a 3-day span. That would have been very difficult. Yeah. And plus, trying to record live at 10 p.m. on a Friday night in New York
for 2 hours,
and then trying to
on
get
Eastern
home.
time.
And then trying to get home after midnight traffic going into the weekend in New York probably wouldn't have been very fun. It'd probably be a lot easier to get out of there on a weekday. I would imagine, than, on a weekend.
Yeah, exactly. Cho's got a good point. Time limit draw could put him in the top 5.
I don't think so.
Going with Champ. But Punk is definitely going to be Hobbs. Yeah. He's not going to lose to Hobbs. That's definitely for sure. I'm all for that Punk and Ricky Starks match, man. I'm ready to see that one. But Sam in the chat, who is in line for the next for the World Championship? Well, we just kind of mentioned maybe Punk with the win against Powerhouse Hobbs. Matt just mentioned he's number two in the rankings now.
He's asking about the World Championship. I think he's being
the
sarcastic.
Worldwide. The tightest worldwide championship. That's what he's asking for. Wow. What are your thoughts on Vince McMahon saying AEW isn't competition? Well, I don't know. The demo says differently right now.
I think those who fail to learn from the past are doomed to repeat it. That's honestly the long and the short of it. If you don't look at this company right now and actually see them as credible competition, I don't know what to tell you. You're clearly not paying attention.
I mean, he obviously knew they were competition because he moved NXT off of Wednesdays.
Well, USA moved them off Wednesdays. USA was very confident that they were getting the NHL, and then TNT got it instead and moved to AEW to TBS. So what can you do? These things happen.
Have Brian go through every member of the... Yes, Brian and Adam Cole again, please, because that was a great match when they brought Adam Cole up on the main roster for a brief moment. That would be kind of cool. So CM Punk cutting a good promo there, gives a hug for Stephen Amell. Stephen Amell was teasing us that he said he was going to bring his wrestling gear. Oh, maybe he shows up on Rampage.
It didn't mean he was actually going to work. But
I wonder if
wrestling motto is always bring your gear. So
I wonder if after Punk beats Hobbs, Team Taz starts beating him down, and then Amell jumps the guardrail and helps Punk out. I wonder if they'll do that on Friday.
Always possible. I wouldn't rule it out.
Yeah. MJF, he knows how to draw some heat, some heavy boos from the crowd. Taking on Brian Pillman, Wardlow alongside MJF, Julia Hart alongside Brian Pillman Jr. I thought, in my opinion, this was a star-making performance for Brian Pillman. I thought he did great in this match, high-profile match against one of the top guys in AEW. I thought Pillman did good. Matt, what did you think?
I thought it was a really good match. My only thing about this storyline that's bothered me from the beginning, or at least the last couple of episodes, as much as MJF is burying your family and your father, I want you to be angrier than you are. I think there's way too much playing to the crowd with Brian Pillman Jr. right now instead of just focusing on the task at hand. And I know he's trying to work for that reaction, but an angry, pissed off son of a bitch beating up MJF is going to get that reaction. So I don't want the big red dummy on AEW. So please don't book it.
Team Hell No reunites.
No, thank you.
The Dazzler versus Michael Nakazawa.
I'm sure that could be on AEW Dark.
Wow, what if that Mark Cho saying Amell has history with the Elite and goes heel on Friday? Yeah, you never know, but it sets up a rematch on heels. Oh man. MJF doing slimeball things like threatening to hit Julia Hart, using Julia Hart as a shield, things like that. And but in the end, MJF hitting the salt of the earth, and Pillman could not do anything else but tap out. How did Ruby Soho do? Well, we'll get to that at the end of the we're almost there, almost there, getting there.
She wrote the main event. That's what she did.
Main event, yeah. The women main evented tonight. This sounds like a Vince line right here.
Sorry to hear that.
This sounds like a Vince McMahon line right here. Who's this generation? Me. Probably one of the coolest entrances in pro wrestling since they neutered Karrion Kross would be Malachi Black. and Malachi Black. Am I wrong?
No.
That this is this is probably the best pro wrestling entrance now that they neutered Karrion Kross.
It's definitely, I would definitely say it's in the top 5.
Malachi Black has got an awesome entrance. The crowd booing Cody, and Cody was doing some heelish things too.
Homelander Cody, baby. Homelander Cody.
Evil Knievel Cody wearing.
He was Homelandering it up tonight, man.
And welcome back, Brandy Rhodes. We haven't seen her on television since the pregnancy, so welcome back to Brandy. She joined Arn, and as I can't remember if it's Jeremy Lambert or who says it on Twitter, Arn and his Waffle House menu. Oh man, Cody and Malachi. Yeah, crowd was. I'm surprised because Cody, like, before the pandemic and then even after when crowds returned, Cody gets some of the biggest pops, and New York was booing him.
He hasn't gotten them against Black.
Yeah,
like all of this feud between Rhodes and Black, the crowd has firmly been behind Black every single week. So like this reaction tonight did not surprise me. And Cody's not stupid. They're going to lean into this. He knows what Homelander is. He knows what he's doing. He's doing the slow burn heel turn, and he's going to be one of the top heels in AEW next year, like without question.
And I mean, we know, and if you don't know what Homelander is, check out The Boys, great show on Amazon Prime. We've seen him work heel in Ring of Honor, and it was brilliant. Feud with Jay Lethal, things like that. He did a hell of a job as a heel. So, Young Bucks don't have enough meat, damn it. I like meat.
Small.
I want to see all that meat slapping around.
Why are they so small?
Why are they? He's fat.
Vanilla midgets.
No, I like the blackout because it's like he teleports. I like the blackout part of that, Charles.
I like the teleport effect. I think that's cool.
Yeah, that is unique and awesome, and it's pretty damn cool. End of the match, Arn getting on the apron. I knew when he got on the apron, he was getting ready to take a bump ski. Unfortunately, he did not realize he was going to take 2 bump skis this night. Poor Arn slipping off the apron. Thank God. Hopefully he's okay. But he's a tough son of a bitch, so he got back up and got back onto the apron for the spot that he was supposed to be in, where Cody Rhodes accidentally runs into Arn, and Cody gave Arn a pretty dirty look there, didn't he? Outside.
Cody went out to check on him, and Arn's the one that gave him the dirty look. I wish they
Arn yelled at him to get in the ring.
Yeah, Arn's like, get your ass back in the ring. Don't worry about it.
Maybe it was Brandy. Maybe it was Brandy that was given the dirty look. I think Brandy gave him a dirty look.
Maybe.
So
I didn't really like the finish, and I mean, accidents happen. It's on Arn.
Rudy is 100% correct here. It's better that fucking sound effect Vince put in for his entrance.
I hated when they added that creaking sound to his entrance, man. Freaking hated
They did that
it.
the same time they added that stupid Ricochet sound to Ricochet's entrance. They did both of those at the same time. That just defeats his character.
Ultimate Malachi Black.
Malachi Black
busted to me, House of Black.
Malachi Black channeling his inner Muda, spitting some liquid onto Cody's eyes, and then getting an inside cradle for the win after what was a good match. I thought it was a good match all around there, and excited. What are we doing here?
He's like, Cody's taking too long. I'm taking the bump on my own.
I said on Twitter that Arn had to pre-bump. He wanted to pre-bump before taking the other bump. So well, the camera didn't catch it. So I thought with Cody working heel, I thought Brandy pulled him off at first. And then I got confirmation that it was. That would
actually be very interesting storytelling if they could go back and do that. But I mean, there's no way that happened. It would have been great though.
No,
that's something they could have followed back on later.
The announcers would have would have called that out if that would have happened.
Yeah.
Ricochet. Yeah. You heard that name in the catering line right now is where you're hearing it, Rudy. He's in catering right now. Oh God, Sam. Well, will you stop? Will you stop? I can't do my soundboard tonight, so I am my own soundboard. What?
Bloop.
What were you? Bloop.
Bloop. That's the sound,
Slipped
buddy.
on a banana peel. Somebody threw the old Mario Kart banana peel on the apron, and Arn went. The camera on Fight caught it, so just basically a slipski.
So he just fell. Mark chose like is that all it was?
He just kind of oopsie daisied. Forgot. Was it? I wonder if he was when he was transitioning from one side of the ring to the other. When he tried to do the old walk around the turnbuckle, or walk around the post, he probably bit it.
Stumble bomb Arn. But with Brandy back, Arn doesn't really need to be there anymore. Cody don't need two managers.
No, and
so
if he's going to,
a good time to actually transition Arn on to something else.
If he's going to work heel, he's going to work it with Brandy and not Arn. So
yeah, because Brandy gets the heat anyway.
What a stupid name, Dewdrop. Yeah.
Poor Piper.
Yeah. John. Okay, so. Yeah, I don't know. Yep, there it is. He fight flopped. Yeah, because they don't go commercial on
At the end of the day, I'm just happy Black won again. Because everybody was like, oh, Cody did squash loss like he did the Brody. Then he's going to come back after he films Go Big Show and he's going to get his win back. The fact that Black won makes all the difference. And let's face it, Black was in firm control of that match early on. But the constant, interference from Brandy and Arn and stuff with the distractions and everything is what led to Cody being able to get the advantage that he didn't have in their first match.
And the way he's torn through the Nightmare Family, it made complete sense to complete that chapter and defeat them.
It's time to look. It's time to move them on. Cody can go be a heel somewhere else. I don't know who you want to pair him with right now, but
move
Black on to somebody else?
Do you run Black as a babyface now? Or a tweener?
He's not once gotten a heel reaction. So in the eyes of the fans right now, he's already a babyface. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just continue to play the character that you're playing right now and let the audience react how they may. Because right now the audience is already treating him as a babyface. There's no reason to alter his character in any way.
Well, it's a good thing that he's in a company where they will listen to the fans. Shut up! Black was working heel, but he was a baby face in the eyes of the New Yorkers and those that traveled today.
Cody was doing some heelish tendencies throughout the match too.
He was. Next week on Dynamite, Sammy Guevara, Miro for the TNT Championship. I smell a title change. This is the guy to take. I think this is a good guy to take it off of Miro.
Or is this where CJ Perry debuts?
Ooh, yeah, we keep bringing her name up on that.
Just saying, it's possible.
Miro's hot wife down below. Miro's the best. Sammy is red hot. Probably gets he's probably top 5 reaction getter in the company. I think it would be perfect to have him take the title off of Miro. And we'll see. I don't know. Brienne in the chat. Cody's better as a heel. Yeah, I mean, look at that
100% right.
Look at that Ring of Honor run. The Ring of Honor run that he had was tremendous. God, what was that? 17? It feels like it was forever ago. Feels like it was forever ago, but
2017, somewhere around that time frame. With the Bullet Club is fine.
Yep, it is.
Storyline.
It's fine. FTR coming out in some NWO gear, or as Jeremy Lambert from Fightful said, New Day inspired gear.
I love Jeremy Lambert, dude. That guy is the best. Check out The Distraction every Thursday at 3:00 on YouTube for Fightful. They hit Lambert and Joe Hobart, fucking hilarious. I love those guys to death. They're
he got he got Denise Salcedo up to do karaoke for the first time ever in her life when they were in Chicago.
Still waiting to see that video, by the way. I really want to see that video.
Yeah, I saw part of it. They posted part of it. I think
well,
Sean Ross
they uploaded the video and it got hit with a copyright strike.
Oh, did it?
From Taylor Swift's people. So
I saw
they got to figure out another way to get it uploaded.
I saw I saw the clip from Twitter, and I think it was from Sean Ross Sapp when as it happened, kind of thing.
Yeah. No, I want to see the full thing.
Yeah, fucking copyright strike, Jesus Christ.
So ridiculous.
So FTR taking on Sting and Darby Allin, and some sweet face paint from both Sting and Darby Allin.
My God.
Sting is 62 years old, and for him
he doesn't work like he's 62, pal.
So fucking electric in the ring, man. He just moves so, man. He just looks so good in the ring, and he's 62 years old. Like that crossbody over Darby was fucking awesome.
I was really excited for the potential that Scorpion Death Drop, Coffin Drop
combo.
Maneuver.
Me too.
Because when they started to set that up, I was like, "Oh shit, that could be really cool," and we didn't get it. But I think it's something we're gonna get in the future. So
that might be what. That might be what wins them a tag team championship. Maybe. First time they hit it for the tag titles. Maybe. Yeah, that coffin drop, Scorpion Depth drop combo would have been so sweet to see. But yeah, they're teasing it because we want it and we'll get it later. Look at Marcho calling back to our old podcast home, Spider Duck, and now we got a duck in the corner. We cannot escape the ducks.
The duck.
Oh, Brienne. His old ass needs no way. He looked great.
You got to go watch the match. You got to go watch the match.
Sting looked great in this match tonight, man.
Well, look, when he can no longer go, by all means, he shouldn't be wrestling anymore. But every match that he's done in AEW this year, he has absolutely delivered. And he wants to go out in his way because WWE treated him like garbage. Yep. I don't mind it at all, man. Let him get his flowers now and let him go out his way. I think AEW definitely treats the legends with the respect that they deserve. And I appreciate that. I don't like the heroes of my childhood being made look like
from Vince.
They're a joke.
Because he's petty and does that to anybody that was not WWE made. So
I think he'll retire soon enough. We're all gonna miss him when he's gone.
Yeah, but no, he looks great in the ring. So no reason to force him out of into retirement now.
Marcho with the Mighty Ducks reference, baby.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. I need it. Fuck, I have a hard time getting out of bed, and I'm 42. Shit. Look at Charles.
That's JB.
Look at Charles throwing some darts. Look at that. Sting looked better than Punk. He said it.
Hey, Punk was also out of the ring for 7 years. I still thought Punk and Darby had a hell of a match. I can't wait to see what he does with Hobbs on Friday. Cannot wait.
I don't know. I haven't really heard anything on Jake.
He hasn't been around in a while.
Yeah, it might just be a vacation. Because AEW gives people vacations.
He still has a WWE Legends deal.
Really?
Yeah, dude. WWE still produces Jake the Snake Roberts merchandise. So maybe it's something there. I don't know. But I mean, he doesn't really fit in the Suzuki Goon right now.
No.
So
he's just taking a step back, taking a vacation. If Sting hits a 450, I'm gonna fucking run around the streets of Lincoln naked, because if he pulls off a 450, 62-year-old man pulling off a 450, my God. Well, you know what? The AEW does focus on new talent. The focus isn't on Sting. He's just a part of it with Darby Allin. Darby Allin gets the pops by himself too, so it's not really. They're not really, taking anything away from any talent.
When Sting is wrestling and beating people like Kenny Omega one-on-one, I would absolutely 1,000% agree with you. But when he's every single match that he's wrestled, he's tagging with Darby. He's giving Darby the rub. Darby becomes a bigger star by working with Sting.
Yeah.
And that's my problem. Like, everybody's like, Goldberg comes back and everybody groans. I don't groan when Goldberg comes back. I just want Goldberg to work with people that aren't the WWE champion at the time.
Yeah,
Let
I
Goldberg
groaned when
come
he
in and have a high-profile match that's not for a freaking championship, and let us have that nostalgia of a part-time guy coming in without feeling like they're taking over the main event scene that they didn't freaking earn. And like if Sting was challenging Kenny Omega for the AEW World Championship at Full Gear, I'd be right there along with you saying that the man needed to go away. But I don't see that being something that they're going to do.
No. Yeah, I don't know. Lincoln's been warned. Yeah, if Sting pulls off a 450 splash, I'm gonna run around. I'm gonna go streaking like Frank the fucking Tank because Jesus Christ, I don't see Sting doing a 450.
That's not happening.
That's interesting. Got pissed at Mox licking blood and has not seen. I don't know. That's a little weird.
I don't know.
Charles continuing his dying on that hill that Sting looked better than Punk. Hey, look, Punk been away for 7 years. So.
All in the eyes of the beholder. I think they both look great.
Yeah. Rampage is on Friday. They're recording it as we speak right now. The card for that, Punk, his first TV match in 7 years, taking on Powerhouse Hobbs. Oh boy, this is going to be a fucking good one. Lights out match. Eddie Kingston, Jon Moxley against Minoru Suzuki and Lance Archer. That's going to be fucking balls to the wall. Lucha Brothers.
Bonkers, man.
8-man tag, Lucha Brothers, Santana Ortiz taking on Private Party, Butcher, and The Blade. Anna Jay takes on Penelope Ford. Adam Cole, baby, and the Young Bucks take on Christian Cage and the Jurassic Express in a 6-man tag. And the Men of the Year, Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, take on Inner Circle's Chris Jericho and Jake Hager. And the main event, the women rightfully getting the main event.
Main event in New York, pal. You love to see it.
Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Ruby Soho. Tremendous match, I thought. Ruby sold her ass off on some of those spots. That stomp she took from Britt she sold that one really fucking good. I thought it was just a tremendous main event. Crowd was still hot.
I thought it was very good. I thought the crowd was a little tired. But after that night, I don't blame them. I hope they can get the energy back for Rampage, and I think they will. But they were a little tired.
Look at Joe in the fucking chat, calling me Frank the Clown. Like that's an insult. You think that's an insult, man?
I like Frank the Clown. It's a good dude. He's a good dude.
He's with Noelle Foley. You think that's an insult? That's not an insult. That's a fact of life. Yeah.
What Rudy's saying is exactly how Goldberg should have been used over the years. That
right here,
that match at SummerSlam with Dolph was absolutely perfect, exactly what it needed to be, and that's how you utilize, a part-time legend like Goldberg. Come in, work with a mid-card guy, let them wreck them, do all the greatest hits, let the crowd pop and be happy that they saw their guy, and let them go back home.
So, what did you think of the main event, Matt?
I thought it was great. I thought it was a really good match. I unfortunately didn't think that the finish was ever in doubt. Like no. I didn't see Soho winning this quickly because she's been with the company for such a short time. But I thought the two of them had a great match. Very entertained by it. I thought it was a good way to close the show. I know a lot of people argued that Bryan and Omega should have closed. But you risk not being able to get that 30-minute classic if you just bank on everything else to go according to plan, all the time cues to be adhered to, and then you hope you have that 30 minutes at the end of the show. And not only do you need that 30 minutes, but you also need the entrance time. You also need the aftermath. All that stuff. That's about a good 35 to 40 minutes of television that you needed to have blocked off. I think trying to put that in the main event position would have been very bad. I don't know if that would have went as well as they would have hoped for.
And it's the same argument of why Punk and Allen didn't close All Out for the exact same reason. You don't want to rush that. You don't want to have to put time constraints on a tremendous moment like CM Punk returning to pro wrestling. So, that there are reasons why they don't put things on last, but it also gives other people a chance to go on last in a major show like this. So, highlighting the women on a major show like this was a tremendous call, and I liked it. Talking about Noelle Foley. I don't think she's going to grow the beard of Mick Foley. I don't know how.
I would hope not.
I don't know. I don't think she got too many genes for Mick Foley looking like that, by the way. Will Saudi Arabia hold the...
No comment.
Will you stop?
I'm not even touching that one.
Oh, my God. A mankind-like mask. Is Britt's nose broken? What? Where'd you get that from?
It's been broken before. It ain't broken now.
No. Well, they did make it bigger, Charles. It was even smaller than that.
You should have seen it when it was smaller.
Right?
It looked like a freaking toy. It was really bad. The bigger plate is much better than it used to be, I promise. Go back and look at the title that Hikaru Shida and Riho held. It was so much smaller.
Mm-hmm.
You'll appreciate the size of the championship plate now if you go back and look at the old AEW Women's World Championship.
I don't know if it's it for Soho because Britt won dirty, so Soho maybe has still not done with that fight. So
AEW is also, according to Andrew Zarin and the Matt Men podcast, AEW is working on introducing a secondary women's championship. So don't worry about Soho becoming lost in the mid card. I think she's gonna be fine. But look, Britt's got a lot of challengers in front of her. She's got Anna Jay, she's got Ty Conti, she's got the Destin rematch with Thunder Rosa. I mean, there's a lot of opponents in line for Britt right now. But that secondary championship for the women is going to help that division considerably.
Yeah, exactly. So a tremendous show from New York.
I really enjoyed it.
It was a pay-per-view level show. It's going to be exciting to see what Rampage brings us next week on there. Before we transition on to other shows, there you go. Kind of feel bad for Andrade because, they're going to bring in Ric Flair to be his manager ahead of getting Chavo fired. And then, then Dark Side of the Ring happened.
No, right now they're saying that the reason they did the thing with Chavo is because he has to go film season 2 of Young Rock.
Oh,
he's like the wrestling coordinator for the show, and they needed to get him off television to go film that. So maybe we as fans are reading too much into Chavo's down, Flair's coming in. Maybe it was really just we need to get Chavo off TV for the time being, so they wrote him off.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to believe. It still needs to. The belt was the size of my Diet Pepsi. Yeah, there you go. That's about the size of the belt right there.
Yeah, the center plate. Yeah, about. And the new center plate's about the size of this Gatorade bottle.
Previous AEW Women's Championship was that of the ring of MJF's. There's only one challenger that can knock Brown Britt, and it looks like she's gonna. Yeah, is there anyone? Not off the top of her head now. Ty Conchi, maybe. She's pretty over.
I think. Look, Thunder Rosa has the potential.
Yeah,
Anna Jay has the potential. They've got the talent on that roster. If they want to push someone to the moon to take the title from Britt, they definitely can. But there's no rush. There's no rush to do it right now. Like Britt is so ridiculously over with her act right now. There's no rush to take the title off of her right now.
Did you just say to the moon?
Calm down, Cameron.
Man, tell you what though. Rampage was interesting with that promo between Ruby Soho and Britt Baker was pretty damn good. They threw some.
That was a great promo.
They threw some jabs at each other there, didn't they? We got Lucha Brothers and Butcher and the Blade had a match. Butcher coming back from injury. I didn't even realize this until I watched Sammy's vlog today. Butcher was so happy of coming back, he was crying. So give Bunny a chance. What?
Please don't post Charles's message on the screen.
Which one? Which one? This one?
Yeah.
This one? Just let that one marinate.
Moving on.
Where's my icon? I don't know. Iconics keep teasing that they're close to showing up somewhere. I
believe it was Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful reported that they were in negotiations with Impact and they turned Impact down.
Oh.
So I don't know what the situation is with them right now. Apparently they're biding their time. I don't know.
Hold my Lily doll. Matt's face was good enough for the penis joke. There we go. And the crowd goes wild. Oh, there you go. Charles is 1 inch. Oh, the 1 inch joke will never die. Speaking of the bunny that Brienne was talking about here, the bunny wrestled Anna Jay on Rampage as well. Anna Jay getting the win. The Britt Baker and Ruby had a great feud. Miro destroys Fuego del Sol. I'm baffled. They said that Fuego lost his car on the Sammy vlog, and then they mentioned that how Miro didn't take the car unless they did something off camera.
Well, technically, he legally won the car.
Yeah,
I mean, he could always get the keys back later. I mean,
yeah, I don't know. That was just a little weird.
Who cares?
But then we got Sammy making the save, and that's going to set up the title match next week. NXT 2.0. How many times can we say 2.0 on a show? They sure were pushing that together. How about a 2.0?
Talk about getting drunk.
There you go. The scotch is about gone. Should I go get a refill?
No.
2.0. That's funny hearing 2.0 chants. Oh, you're chanting for that tag team that got released, aren't you?
You want a piece of them? How's it taste?
Yeah, how's it taste? He's probably him and Lana are probably getting it on in Fuego's back seat.
He probably drove it over with his tank.
Rudy wants Scotch 2.0. It's right behind me there. I gotta work in the morning. We
all do.
Tommaso Ciampa comes out with a bunch of the youngins, so it was like dad and his kids coming out to play. And then, am I wrong?
Look, I get what they were trying to do. Ciampa was trying to put over the new crop of talent.
Yeah.
He was given the mission statement of the brand and trying to, rah, everything's going to be okay. Look, we'll see.
Oh.
To me, the verdict's still out on. Don't be putting spoilers in the freaking show. Look, yes, we all know.
Matt Skolden show.
CM Punk put up a poll on his Twitter account this week asking fans if he should wear the long pants or the trunks. They voted I think it was 75-25 for the trunks. So there you go. We don't look. No spoilers. We're not spoiling Rampage here.
Next podcast should be called episode 300 2.0. That's a lot of O's. I like this one better. Scotch 2.0.
You would.
Pete Dune, LA Knight, Pete Dune, Cameron Grimes, Pete Dunne, Ridge Holland, they all come out and there's a bunch of people out here. Let's have a big fight. So that's what happened. Sets up a tag match later on between our old Braun Breaker. God, that name sucks. And Tommaso Ciampa against Ridge Holland and Pete Dune. Kushida.
Call him Rex Steiner or Bronson Steiner or
Rex
whatever.
Steiner was such a good name, man. I love Rex Steiner. But another spoiler from Rampage. CM Punk didn't shave. Well, neither did I. So there you go. I don't know what Brienne's laughing at.
JB the woolly mammoth.
Yeah, I don't know what Brienne's laughing at, but I can only imagine. There's enough ammo in this show right now to laugh at. Kushida, Roderick Strong didn't really go that long. I hear some rumblings that since they're bringing in so many fucking people in NXT, that you're not going to get long matches anymore. So that kind of hurt Kushida.
Well,
and Roderick Strong.
when you have 12 debuts in a 2-hour time span, you don't have time to have long matches anymore, pal.
Some guy tried to argue with me on Twitter last night that they are not forcing debuts. They're fucking forcing debuts down your goddamn throat.
Every freaking segment, somebody does debuting in NXT, and you're like, "Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Who are all these people?"
Charles wants the legs. He wants them Chicago-made legs. Them legs. Spoiler alert, it's anything that WWE puts out right now. Yeah, basically. Yeah, right now.
Look, I thought Raw was pretty damn good this week.
Raw was good.
I thought it was one of the best episodes of Raw they've done in a long time. I was very entertained on Monday night.
What happened to that lady, the real angry one who had that one match, Coach Sale? She wrestled like 2 weeks ago with Boa was with her side. She wrestled some jobber a couple weeks ago. So she was on NXT, I think the last episode before they went to 2.0.
Before the Nickelodeon NXT kicked off.
Yeah. Right? Looks like the Nickelodeon NFL broadcast, doesn't it?
Do you have it? NXT.
What are you mad about now, Brienne? Oh no, Raw was pretty good this week, but we're comparing it to other Raws, so it's a low bar. That's why we're saying.
Look, it's definitely I have a very low bar when it comes to quality for WWE Raw nowadays. I was entertained by Raw on Monday, and I thought it was the best Raw in a long time. I'm not saying that it was an amazing show, but when my bar is so low for Raw, if you could entertain me for 3 hours, I'll fucking take it.
Impact over the course of 18 months, Impact Wrestling was more entertaining than Raw. That's a straight shoot, brother.
Yeah.
Brother. Kevin Dunn it's time to ban Charles from the chat. Kevin Dunn.
What a douche. What a douche. He's already a douche.
Rudder Strong is your new cruiserweight champ. Then Grayson Waller randomly appears, and we're like, who's this guy? Oh, yeah, that was the guy that was tagging with Drake Maverick, and they were getting jobbed in 3 minutes. And now he's going to step up to the NXT cruiserweight champion. Okay. That whole thing did not make any sense to me. That was
such a waste. It totally took away from Roddy's title win. Because here's some new jobber that comes out that no one's ever heard of. And like, hey, I want a title shot next week. Let's do it, eh? And they're like, okay. And we're like, why?
And nothing about it. Like, I don't know. Nothing about it striked me as I like this guy, in that promo. And
dude, honestly, every single person they debuted, the only guy that I've actually enjoyed so far has been Braun Breaker.
I like some things with that Briggs tag team that is basically like an APA.
Yeah, but they debuted them before Nickelodeon NXT started.
Oh, as a tag team,
they were part of Diamond Mine before Nickelodeon era.
No, you're thinking of the Creed brothers. I'm talking about Briggs.
You're right. I am thinking of the Creed brothers. Never mind.
I'm talking about the bar fight tag team.
Well, I like the Creed brothers.
Yeah, Creed brothers are fucking impressive.
I don't care about the bar fight tag team. I don't.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm not. I mean, I'm not overly excited for them. I'm just saying, I can see some good things with that tag team. I want to see what Tony D'Angelo can do in the ring. I already like his character. I want to see what he can do in the ring.
Look, at least his vignettes are funny. Who knows what he's going to be like when the bell rings? But at least his little mafia character is funny.
Yeah.
Give it 2 months, tops.
Right.
Someone's getting slimed. Somebody's
getting the gack. Right. That's exactly what I said when that dude came out. Who the fuck is this guy?
I think that could be that and the who guy from Guardians of the Galaxy are the two main GIF memes that I've been seeing for NXT 2.0 the past 2 weeks. So
Brooks Jensen, that's the other guy. Josh Briggs was in the breakout tournament, and his tag partner is Brooks Jensen. It's funny, Brooks Jensen wears same color of tights, same style of tights as Trevor Murdoch. So it's like they're really going for that cowboy, cha, bar fighting type of guy. So what would Nickelodeon Brock Lesnar consist of? Do I wonder?
Probably a lot like the Brock who was using the Money in the Bank briefcase as a beatbox.
That was funny, though. That was some good shit, pal. Here's some good names. NXT Who.0, NXT Y.0. Kaylee Ray destroyed a jobber. Good to see her in NXT, though. I love Kaylee Ray. Braun Breaker interviewed by Mackenzie Mitchell, and every time he talks, it sounds like his uncle, not his dad.
Yeah, I hear a lot more Scott Steiner out of him than I do of his dad.
Trey Baxter, guy that we both like. We saw him as Blake Christian in Impact.
They're about to ruin him, pal.
Superhero.
They're about to turn Trey Baxter into a motherfucking superhero. Because Trey can't get enough superheroes on his rosters right now, pal.
Trey ASH, here it comes. I like Trey Baxter. Then he jobs to Dante Chen, who looks like a generic wrestler number 5 on your creator wrestler guys. I mean, he's athletic and shit. It's cool that there's not many Singapore-born wrestlers, but just nothing there excites me about him.
I thought he looked more impressive than some of the other people they debuted.
Yeah, it's just character-wise.
I thought he had a better look than a lot of the other guys that they debuted.
Yeah,
like he has a presence about him. There might be something there with that guy.
Yeah, they need to develop his character.
The verdict's out.
Here you go. This might cost him too much though, but change the things on NXT to who are you?
Yes.
Leave the F-bomb in there too. Who the fuck are you?
I really want to
know. Let's see, Sam in the chat here.
Please, no more.
Who was that lean Dambros dude on the left at the beginning of the show? Lean Dambros. I don't know what you're talking about, Sam. Is he talking about a Dean Ambrose kind of wannabe guy on NXT? Maybe, I don't know.
I'm not sure who he's referring to. Would you get that off? Get it off the damn screen.
Penis. Parker, not bro. Oh, he's talking about Cho.
Fucking rails.
Cho was talking about
Parker Bordeaux.
He was talking about Brock Lesnar Jr.
He's like Gunner something now.
He's
I can't even remember what his name is. Like he's Gunner or something. Like Gunnar.
His new name is Locke Bresner. Also, there's somebody. Sam, are you talking about like in the beginning when they all those people in the ring, maybe? Or I don't know who he's talking about. Charles laughing at the penis. Sam talking about the penis. Poor Trey Baxter.
What have we done?
This is episode 300, baby. If you're listening on the podcast, it's really going to be confusing. But Trey Baxter.
Just watch the video, people.
Trey Baxter jobs to Dante Chen. And he says so. Sam West talking about the guys in the beginning. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go back and look and see who was in the ring.
Exactly. I would have to go back and look at it. To be honest, besides Braun Breaker, I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to the other guys. It was It was Carmelo Hayes. It was Trick. It was
the guys on the left were that tag team.
It was everybody else.
The guys on the left were that tag team. Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. That's that tag team we were talking about that had the bar fight later on. So those are the two guys that were on the left, I think, if I remember right. Dante Chen gets the quick win over Trey Baxter, and I just sighed that they jobbed Trey Baxter out, but I guess there's a reason why they jobbed Trey Baxter out. I guess we're going with the evil teacher gimmick once again and giving it to Andre Chase, as if we haven't done that. As if we haven't done that enough in WWE history. Joe Gacy.
I don't need Dean Douglas in the year 2021. I'm sorry.
Or Matt Striker. Joe Gacy either looking like a Jehovah's Witness or he's going to try to sell me encyclopedias. I don't know, but quite an interesting get-up for Joe Gacy in the ring as he takes on Cameron Grimes and wanted to hug him after he got beat by Cameron Grimes. Interesting to see where they go with this Gacy character. I like Gacy. I think Gacy's a good talent. I've seen him on 205 Live, even though he does not weigh anything near 205.
Look, they ain't following those rules anymore. I don't even know why it's still called 205 Live. They should just call it WWE Sports Show that no one's watching. When they a little small print at the bottom that no one's watching. No, we do not.
There's some print on the bottom for you.
No, we do not. No.
I'm wondering if Joe Gacy eventually turns into Waylon Mercy. You know what I mean?
Probably not.
He's got that crazy look about him. He might. Electra Lopez beat a jobber, and then B-Fab came out, and we got a little fight between Legado and Hit Row. Then Trey Baxter in the locker room and Cora Jade. I don't know if they're dating in real life or not, but they're dating on camera apparently.
And that's all that matters.
And she gives him a kiss, lucky bastard, and says he needs to be a superhero to himself. And here comes the career suicide for Trey Baxter, ASH. Trey Baxter, ASH.
Sorry about his damn luck. Yeah,
Harlan.
Gunner.
Is that his name?
It's Gunner Harlan is his new name.
Oh, Gunner Harlan.
Gunner
Harlan Knight. Harlan Knights with LA. Yeah.
You know what? I don't hate that.
Yeah.
I don't hate
the
that.
Heavy.
It would be a good
be the
way.
Heavy for.
Yeah, it would be a great way to establish Gunner early because he's still going to be green. You put him with somebody skilled on both the mic and in the ring like LA Knight. And I actually really like that idea. I know Sam likes to joke a lot, but that's actually a good idea. I would actually go with that.
Yeah. Odyssey Jones is not going to be on NXT for too long. Vince is going to call his ass up. I bet you by the end of the year.
Vince is already working on NXT now, so he's probably not in any rush. If they don't call him up in the draft, I think he's going to be down in NXT for a while.
Yeah. Dude's a star, though. I love Odyssey Jones. I'm a big fan. Dude does some cool shit in the ring, man. He took on a couple jobbers and beat him. Andre Chase is starting a feud with him. Came out with a steel chair, but old Odyssey just punched right through that bitch. That was a pretty cool effect they did there. Grayson Waller talking to some people when Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams show up.
Look, Carmelo Hayes, I'm telling you right now, if that dude is dumb enough to waste his guaranteed contract on any title in NXT, and he wasted on a shot for the Cruiserweight title, forget about it. No, you're not weird. I think it sucks.
I'm used to it, though,
when I first heard it, I thought it was a hockey team.
Oh, when I first heard it, I thought it was like a shoe from the 90s, like British Knights and LA Gear combined. But I've grown to like it, though, even though, I mean, if you listen to the show for 7 years, I'm a big Eli Drake fan. Yeah. And, I got used to LA Knight. I unlike...
but you don't have a choice in the matter. You have to get used to it.
Yeah, unlike Braun Breaker, I don't think I'll ever like Braun Breaker. I don't mind LA Knight, to be honest with you. So Cho saying they dropped the Gunner part. Well, yeah.
Interesting. I had not heard that.
Trick
Vince is dropping half of people's names before they even debut now.
Right. And then he's adding to the names, like he added to Keith Lee, which I thought was kind of cool, a little tribute to Bearcat, a famous black wrestler from the past.
Just because they're using it on a dark match doesn't mean that they're going to use it when he's finally back on Raw or SmackDown or whatever they decide to do with him. They're testing out shit right now to find something that Vince likes, because apparently Keith Lee's broken. But if you would have brought up Keith Lee as the NXT Keith Lee, there was nothing broken about him. So
did you say broken? Yes. BK Charles was definitely a British Knights wearer, wasn't he? Or is he still is? Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Trick, I like Trick. I think Trick with Carmelo. Trick's a good talent. Him and Carmelo together, I think, is pretty good. I'm tweeting. I'm still pimping the show. Try to get some more people here.
Stop tweeting, you son of a bitch.
Hey, I'm trying to promote the show.
I've promoted it already.
You can't promote it enough. But I like Trick with Carmelo Hayes. I think that's pretty good. Then Toxic Attraction comes, and they all their jaws hit the floor. Well, I mean, I don't blame them. I mean, Mandy Rose, JC Jane, Gigi Dolan. Come on, my jaw would hit the floor too. I don't think a Breaker would ever come up as a character randomization name.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't roll it out.
We had to name somebody Braun since Strowman left. So,
See?
Sam, Will you stop?
The best thing we need right now is for WWE to sign Braun Strowman back. Because if they bring Braun
then he can
Strowman
go to
back,
Rick Steiner.
Yeah, they will get rid of that Braun name off of Breaker really quick. They'll have to change his name. So everybody that doesn't like the Braun Breaker name, let's try to make it our social media goal to get WWE to hire Braun Strowman back.
Right. You too could make a change in the WWE. They won't. I don't know. I don't know what Strowman's going to do. I think Impact's probably the leader right now. Barely going to make the cut with that name. Toxic Attraction. What do you think of this group, Matt? You liking it so far?
It's okay.
I thought it was funny.
We haven't really seen a lot from it yet. But I'll tell you right now, I would not be surprised if they win the tag titles next week. I also wouldn't be surprised if Frankie wins the women's championship too. Like Raquel is somebody that I could see them calling.
Speaking of Braun Strowman. Speaking of Braun Strowman, that's Braun's girlfriend there holding the title.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny that Mandy got annoyed with the what chants, and then she said something like if you don't think I'm the hottest thing alive, say what? And the crowd didn't say what. Oh, they no-sold her. That was I fucking
the crowd was paying
out.
Attention. A lot of time the crowd, if that would have been a Raw or SmackDown crowd, they would have said what? Because they're not paying attention. They're just waiting to do they're waiting for the sentence to be over so they can all yell what? The NXT crowd actually pays attention. So they listen to what they said. You're like, hey, you ain't getting us. You ain't getting us. So that kind of backfired on Mandy there. I get what she was going for. Nice improvisation. But it didn't work out for her.
Actually, it made it funnier. It worked out because they're heels, so it made them look funny. So I think it worked out. Zoe Stark and Io Shirai interviewed, and then Persia Perota shows up saying that she's Indy Hartwell's best friend. Both are Aussie girls, by the way. So I'm wondering if Indy and her might become a tag team. Because obviously she was a bridesmaid at Indy's wedding, and Candice is pregnant. So maybe they pair up Indy Hartwell with Persia. I'm a big fan of Persia. I like known as Steph DeLander. I like her.
I don't know anything about her. So
I like her. So I'm excited that she's starting to finally get on camera now after being in the Performance Center for a little while. So I expect some big things from her. Next week, as Matt said, the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships on the line. Io and Zoe take on Toxic Attraction. I wonder if, it says Gigi and JC, so Mandy not involved in that. I wonder if they'll do a Freebird.
They can New Day those titles if they wanted to.
Freebird rule?
Yeah.
Raquel Gonzalez defends.
I think they get a lot more legs out of those titles swapping the two. Well, the Zoe Io experiment has not worked. No. And they could bring Io and Raquel right up to the main roster with the draft. Like if you want to pad that women's division out on the main roster, those are two perfect names to bring up right now.
Rudy forgot the NXT tag belts, women's tag belts were a thing. Well, yeah. I think women's tag belts have been forgotten on both shows. So, also on the show, another title match, three title matches on the show. Raquel Gonzalez defends against Frankie Monet. Roderick Strong against Grayson Waller.
The only match that is guaranteed not to have a title change.
Right. B-Fab and Elektra Lopez in a no DQ match. I think that's
is
a good
women's heavy show on NXT 2.0 next week. So if you love women's wrestling, NXT 2.0 is the show for you next week, because they've loaded up with some. Hopefully, there'll be some good women's matches.
So, Braun Breaker, they don't acknowledge who his dad and uncle are, but yet he uses a Steiner recliner. They put sirens in his fucking entrance.
Holla if you hear me.
I can't wait till he starts doing some math. Some Steiner math.
Dude, when we get the math promo, the internet's going to lose it. They have to do it. He has to be in a multi-man match, and he has to give us a math promo.
Rudy asking what Monet's done to get a title shot. Well, she's only been undefeated.
And she was due to get it on the debut of the Nickelodeon NXT, and somebody, for some reason, the match got pulled. Probably somebody wasn't cleared. Who
COVID,
knows?
Baby.
Look in
COVID
this day
or
and
injury.
age, that's what you always assume. So who knows? But that match was originally supposed to happen weeks ago. So they're literally just giving us the match that we were supposed to get a couple weeks ago.
Cho is correct. Vic Joseph did say dog-faced gremlin mentality. Also, his boots said "bite me," like his dad. Braun Breaker's boots had "bite me" on them. Fucking how impressive was it when Braun hit that finisher on Ridge Holland last night to end that match? Fuck. This dude is gonna be a star.
He wrestles like a 90s Steiner brother. Like he really and truly does, and it's fucking awesome.
Back when nobody ever saw anyone ever do a Frankensteiner, and you see Scott do it for the first time, and you're like, "What the fuck did I just see?"
Yeah, what was that?
Yeah, back when a Hurricane Rana was not a common occurrence, God, every week, every time he is on camera, he impresses the hell out of me. And I do not hate that they're pushing him to the moon on NXT, because so far everything he's done, he's deserved it, in my opinion. You agree, Matt?
Like I said, I like what I've seen from him. I think he's the standout of everybody that they have debuted in the last 2 weeks. I think the name's going to hold him back. And I think that sucks for him.
Rex Steiner
it's not his fault.
Rex Steiner is such a good wrestling name.
Getting over with such a ridiculous name says all you need to know about how talented he is.
And then we got the interaction with him and Ciampa at the end, where he at first refused to give the belt up, but it was kind of more like a ha-ha. He wasn't, because they're still friends. They're still friendly for now, Braun and Ciampa. And I kind of like the dynamic for now. I kind of like how they're playing off each other right now, Ciampa and Braun. And Ciampa doing that is only going to make Braun look more of a star, because because Ciampa is obviously an established guy. So I like what they're doing with Braun and Ciampa. And God, go back and watch the finisher that he did on Ridge Holland. Fuck me, that was awesome.
Ridge ain't a small dude.
No.
And I'm not a big Ridge Holland fan, so I'd like seeing him get pummeled.
How long can I don't know. Maybe they're just giving him space to get him introduced to or get him established on his own, and then bring that shit in, because obviously there's so much Steiner stuff that's already built into this guy with what he's done, his moveset, his entrance, his everything. There's so much Steiner, so maybe they're just letting him grow on his own. But that's giving the benefit of the doubt to the WWE, which
I hate giving WWE benefit of the doubt in 2021.
Yeah. So, anyways, SmackDown this week, Roman Reigns came out. Brienne's still here. Brienne's favorite wrestler, Roman Reigns, acknowledge me. Comes out and for his 10-minute entrance.
I'm trying to remember if I even liked SmackDown or not this week. I know I hated last week's.
It was
I can't remember if this week's one.
Raw was actually better than SmackDown. No, this was not a great SmackDown. It wasn't. It was universally hated on the internet. At least I didn't really like. I was like, eh.
Like not this Friday SmackDown, but the SmackDown before that I know sucked.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm wrong. No, wait, was the one the week before in the Garden?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one in the Garden was good, and then the following week was really bad. That was the one that just happened on Friday, right?
And this week was maybe incrementally better. I don't know. I'll know.
Hold on. Let me look at the dates. Yes. Okay. The SmackDown from the Garden on the 10th was very good, and then 1 week later, the one that just happened on Friday was very bad, and that's probably what made Raw all the better on Monday, because SmackDown was really bad a couple days prior, and
that's right.
That's probably what happened.
Yeah. So Big E comes out holding his title and whatnot. Finn Balor comes out and we get a tag match playa. Finn and Big E. How about that as a tag team? Finn Balor and Big E. That's pretty damn good. Took out the Usos. They defeated the Usos after Balor hit a coup de grace on Jay to neutralize him, while Big E hit the big ending on Jimmy. And so they got the win there. Rick Boogs. How many times are we going to have Rick Boogs defeat Robert Roode? How many times are we going to have that? They're pulling out the raw cards of a rematch every fucking week.
The only way I can accept what they've been doing the past several weeks is if Nakamura's had some kind of nagging injury that nobody knows about that's kept him out of the ring. Because since they put the championship on him, yeah, I know, but since they put the championship on him, he's pretty much been, Boogs' side manager. It's been really fucking weird, and I haven't fucking liked it.
And Boogs hasn't lost since either.
Yeah, but it don't mean I like it.
No. What do you think, Cho? Do you think they pull Flair off of Charlotte's name?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Well, they have to. They have to. Look, you have to load up the big talent on the shows now. You're competing with Monday Night Football. You've lost the 18-49 demo to Dynamite 2 weeks in a row. You need to load up Monday nights. You have to. Like, WWE has their backs up against the wall right now. And on Monday night, they need to produce better shows. And I feel like this week's show, went a ways in achieving that goal.
I completely forgot we got to do Extreme Rules picks tonight because that's this weekend. So we'll get that. Rudy,
there's only like 6 matches on there?
Well, that's typical WWE fashion.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll announce like 5 more by the end of the week, but
yeah. So hold on to the end of the show. We're going to do our preview of that, or our predictions for Sunday's pay-per-view there. We'll see. Roman's teeny weeny. There's a lot of penis talk here today. We blame Charles for that. Charles brought the dick into the show here, the penis into the show, and now we're talking about dick all the time. Anyways, where was I? After the match, Aziz and Apollo Crews attack, and as they were dancing with Pat McAfee, they attacked. So that sets up the match there.
Yeah, like the one match, I want to see Nakamura back in the ring, but I don't want to see him back in the ring with a guy he beat like 8 times this year already. You have a very wide roster on SmackDown that you could be putting Nakamura up against. Why is it freaking Apollo Crews again? It's just some originality, WWE. I'm begging you.
Kevin Owens counting down the days till he can go to AEW.
You know he's as good as gone. He's as good as gone. January 31st is when his deal's up. Like I've been saying for weeks, if I'm AEW, I'm making sure that I have a Dynamite in Canada in February.
Yeah, right.
You have
for him and Sammy, the outsiders.
Try to get it in Montreal if you can. If you can't, it's fine. But I am definitely making my AEW Dynamite Canadian debut next February, and I'm bringing out Kevin Steen. So
I would do him and whatever you call Sami Zayn, Rami, called by his real name. I don't know. I mean, you do something.
El Generico.
Maybe. I'd rather see Sammy as not El Generico, though. Because
I think he misses the El Generico character. I could be completely wrong.
We'll
find out soon enough.
Well, Rudy,
the thing is, he could play both if he wanted to.
That'd be fun. The many faces of Sammy. I've said this on the podcast last week, Rudy, that I want them to come in as the outsider. I mentioned that like last week on the podcast. I said the exact same thing. I kind of wanted them to come in as an outsiders type of deal. More penis talk, penis 2.0, Lost in the Mid Dick. Brienne, Lost in the Mid Dick 2.0. I can forgive some of WWE's BS if they let Balor defeat Raymond. Well, we'll see if we pick that way.
There's only one possible way that happens, and I'll go into it when we get to the predictions.
We will give our predictions for Extreme Rules at the end of the show. So we are already an hour and a half into this. Thank you for tuning in. I did not know what kind of crowd we'd get on our first one. We got some great moments in the chat, having a lot of fun. We'll probably fly through the headlines. I'll probably skip through most of those anyways. Seth Rollins, not
super important headlines, let's just skip over them.
Yeah, Seth Rollins doing great things. Caught another good promo. I love what Seth Rollins is doing on SmackDown. Tremendous job. So more dick jokes. Today's theme of the show is
that wasn't a dick joke.
Oh, I figured he was talking about somebody's package.
He's talking about.
Well, he's smiling.
He's talking about Kevin Owens being able to do the package pile driver again.
He's putting a smiley face on it. He's making a dick joke. I know he is.
No, I'm giving Sam the benefit of the doubt on that one. That he's talking about Steen being able to use that move again. Everybody loved it when Steen hit the package pile driver.
Oh yeah.
So,
oh yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to being able to see him hit that again.
Unless it's a penis headline, skip it. You must beat it. I liked Liv Morgan and Toni Storm as a team, even though both of them should be pushed as singles wrestlers. They don't know what the fuck to do with them. They beat Carmella and Zelina Vega. Basically, Carmella and Zelina Vega are your resident jobbers in the women's division right now. They lose all the fucking time. And so
I guarantee Zelina's going to work every week going, man, I wish I just waited a few weeks to resign this deal before they fired my husband, and I could be in AEW right now managing Andrade. Man, I'm hating life right now. Yes, she's getting paid. I'm sure she's getting paid great, but that poor girl would be so much better off in AEW right now with her husband. Like, it's not even funny.
Oh, look at this one, Brienne. The only thing good on SmackDown is Roman is Roman. Yeah, she probably disagree with you on that, anyways. Yeah, Seth is eventually going to go after Roman, I think. And of course, you got Brock. That's at Crown Jewel. Wank wank. Those shows have never been good. Those Saudi shows have never.
Yeah,
been
and I'm
good.
not expecting it to start now. It's a glorified it's a glorified house show with pyro. That's all it is.
We're still counting down, and it's on in the afternoon for us. We're counting the days. I told you, Roman. She loves Roman. She loves Roman. By the way, Brienne loves Roman.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you're lying. I think you're a liar.
Yeah, look at this. She's starting a list. The list is this a list of? You just made the list. We're counting down the days. I hadn't busted that one out in a while. I think Cho wanted it too. I think Cho had messaged me saying he wanted a list, a Jericho imitation. So there you go. If that was Cho that told me that. Selena could have formed the new Union faction. Roman is dick on the mic. Nah, I disagree with that. I think Roman's good on the mic. Acknowledge me.
I think he's repetitive on the mic, and I think that's his problem. I think Roman on the mic is better in small doses, and that's why Heyman's there. Heyman's there for a reason.
Yeah,
I mean that's why Heyman's there.
Yes, your tribal chief. Yes, your tribal chief. There's some shots fired. He's got to change his gimmick every 2 years to stay relevant.
That's what Cena said. Said.
We're counting down the days between. We're counting down the days before Sami Zayn leaves the company and Dominic Mysterio turns heel on his dad, and that culminated in yet another match between these two guys, and yet another loss between.
I just want this to lead to the match Sami Zayn won. Sami wants a nice one-on-one match with Ray.
Yeah,
maybe they give that to us in Extreme Rules, since there's only like 6 matches on there.
Suffering succotash. Nobody will ever forget about the suffering. I'm out of scotch now, damn it.
My heart bleeds for you.
It's so good, though.
Finish off my Gatorade.
So good. Then we got the Bianca Belair homecoming celebration. I liked it. It was pretty cool that Kane came out, gave her the key. I thought that whole moment was pretty cool.
Fuck the big red dummy.
Oh, come on. This was good.
Didn't want him on my TV. Fuck
come on. I like Kane. Come on. Can't hate on Kane like that.
Oh, Brienne and I just did.
Brienne is still giving us the list of Roman.
I am tired of seeing the Superman punch. Like people complain about Omega's V-trigger, but at least it looks impactful. Like Roman hits that Superman punch like 12 times a match. You know, and it never finishes anything. He's never going to beat anybody with it.
And there was a time where that was way, way overdone.
Yes, Sam, I know the Superman punch came from MMA, but when it's done there, it actually looks good.
Yeah, and that actually connects for real. This is still real to me, damn it. Yeah, of course, Becky Lynch ruins everything in the celebration and is taking off.
Heaven forbid Bianca gets to stand tall in her hometown.
Well, that's WWE. I mean, WWE stands for fuck you over in your hometown.
And they wonder why their ticket sales are so bad right now.
Mark Cho is enjoying Brienne trashing Roman with the list of Roman. Becky Lynch is taking after her husband Seth Rollins in the ridiculous wardrobe department.
Oh, dude, Becky's the female Conor McGregor now. That's all it is.
Yeah, and I like what she's doing.
It's
to
fine.
Be honest with you,
it's whatever.
I like it. So SmackDown, meh. Monday Night Raw, pretty good.
Like I said, it was the best show they've done in a long time. And look, I know that's not a high bar, but look, if I can get through 3 hours and I'm not looking at my clock 100 times, I consider that a successful show.
Brienne, not a fan of Becky Lynch either. Mrs. Steampunk Becky. Well, those days are long gone. Makes a lot more money as the man. Or whatever she's doing now. She's a heel right now. Well, as Vince tries to push that on us.
I would say she's definitely leaning heel at the moment.
Big E comes out with the New Day for the championship celebration. Great speech by Big E. Paid tribute to Brody Lee. Even got a Brody chant from the crowd.
Look, he didn't even mention the man's name.
But we knew.
But the crowd knew, and they all started chanting Brody, and I got choked up, man. Like, honestly, just thinking about it now gets me a little emotional because they've never acknowledged that man's name on WWE television. It's always been Luke Harper, or when he passed away, they were like John Huber. They never mentioned the name Brody Lee on WWE television. So to get a Brody Lee chant on Raw Monday, really special, really good shit. It just goes to show how special that man was to not only the fans, but all the talent that are still thinking about him almost an entire year later.
Yep.
That's impactful, man. That man's legacy is going to live forever.
It is. The Bloodline comes out to interrupt, and we're going to get this big ass match first. Got to get it in before Monday Night Football, pal. Got to get it in before kickoff.
I was shocked that they started with this. I was like, what the fuck are they thinking?
Yeah. They were thinking we got to get this in before Monday Night Football kicks off.
No, they were thinking we got a fucking triple threat match to book at the end of the night, pal.
That too.
That's what they were thinking.
Well, everybody thought this would be the main event of the show. Did not realize we were going to get a triple threat later. Bobby Lashley causing some havoc, which I thought the interference was well done. I thought this match was well done. I thought the whole opening was really well done. And I love Bobby Lashley's. I love Angry Bobby. Angry Bobby's the best Bobby.
Walking Armageddon Lashley is the best Lashley. That's why I was so excited when WWE signed him. I thought we were getting Impact Wrestling, Walking Armageddon, Bobby Lashley. And instead we got Bobby Lashley comes in and is feuding over people saying mean things about his fucking sisters and making out with Lana and stupid shit like that. We're finally seeing the Bobby Lashley that
was in Impact.
We saw back at Impact several years ago. And now everybody's getting to see him now, and he's fucking dope.
Then Bobby raising hell with Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville. Then we learned later it's going to be a triple threat. RK Bro continuing to entertain us all. Apparently Riddle bought Orton some headphones. So they give the WWE title to Roman. Wouldn't that?
That's not happening.
Double champion.
No, I promise you that's not happening. They're not doing that. They're not doing that.
Some reason we had to make body shaming jokes by Eva Marie to Doudrop. I did not get that at all.
No, they wanted to make body shaming jokes, but they know how much heat they would have gotten for it. So they started to promo with, "I'm not body shaming, but went into a body shaming promo.
I'm not a racist, but I'm not body shaming, but yeah, okay. But anyways, Orton and AJ Styles.
Damn it!
What happened?
I just saw a Rampage spoiler.
Oh, stay away!
It was on my timeline. I just went and glanced at Twitter and I saw the spoiler. Damn it.
Orton and AJ Styles. That was a damn good match.
I thought it was the best match they've had. They've had a lot of matches together. I thought this was one of the best ones, and I popped for the Spider-Man. They did the Spider-Man meme with the point. They pointing at each other. I loved it. I thought it was great.
Randy Orton getting the win. God, is he over right now? Man, that crowd was hot for
RK Bro's fucking over, bro.
They are, bro. Nia Jax screaming in a weird way after we get the old Shayna Baszler back. At least I like the old Shayna Baszler. Nia Jax is screaming a little excessive, I would say. Too bad I can't connect the soundboard so I could play the My Whole clip. But
I'm so glad you don't have the access to that tonight. So glad.
I know Mark Cho misses the My Whole sound clip. He does. They say, I guess that Nia is going to be gone for an indefinite amount of time. That's going to really make Matt sad. He's like, bye, Felicia. Bye, Felicia. Oh God, no! Another Rampage spoiler. More penis. The show has been taken over by the penis tonight. The show's been sponsored by penis. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so Nia Jax written off TV for a while, but God, that screaming was so. And there you go, Mark showed my hole. I have it on the soundboard, but we're live tonight, and if we were recording on Zoom, I could connect my soundboard, but unfortunately, no soundboard tonight, so we get no hole. See, people want the hole, Matt. People want the hole, my hole. People want the my hole. Angel Garza, Humberto Carrillo. I like this tag team working heel. They
were
a
tag team before they came to WWE, so it makes sense to pair them up now.
Yeah,
they're not doing anything with them. Pair them up, make them a tag team, strengthen the tag team division. Works for me.
Exactly. And they, I think Carrillo is just way too generic as a babyface. I think working as a heel with Garza is really going to help him out too. I like the same. I like the team. I don't think they should have beat Mansoor and Ali, but what can I do?
Well, they can't use the Lucha House Party because Grant Metallic has asked for his release. So yeah, that was interesting news today that I didn't expect to be writing about. Right.
We got new tag team champions with Nikki ASH and Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley getting very emotional talking about Connor Shakir. I thought that was kind of a great moment to see her get emotional talking about that. And then you're like, they better fucking win if we're doing this kind of speech before the match. They ended up winning.
You can't do something like that and then have them lose afterwards. That would have been one of the worst things WWE's done in a long time.
I did not realize that match was only 3 minutes long. That title match.
Dude, all the women's matches on Raw were very short. They had a bunch of them, but they were all very short.
What wasn't short was Alexa's Playground with Charlotte Flair. That was a pretty long segment. I didn't hate it. I liked it.
I feel like they saw the Ruby Britt Baker.
I had to top
promo on Rampage. You're like, oh, we can do that, and they did a good job, but not as good.
Look,
the best thing in that promo was the improv line that there's no way they could have scripted, and it's when they started doing the woo chants for Flair. And Alexa Bliss says, and that's not even yours. And it wasn't even yours to begin with. And Charlotte fired back and like, oh, you're one to talk to me about originality. And
ripping
that was the
Bray Wyatt gimmick.
There's no way that they could have scripted that because they couldn't have known what the crowd was going to respond. So that was the best ad-lib. The best thing of that entire promo was that ad-lib that Flair hit Bliss with. So
you want to give Mark Cho a gorilla?
Will you stop?
Bree wants Orton in AEW.
I think there was a chance until Orton called Tony Khan Jacksonville Dixie. And I think at that point TK's like, oh really? Doors closed. Doors closed, pal. You have fun over there in Stanford. I'm good with my Punks and my Bryans and my in my Kenny Omega's over here. We're good.
You figure Orton's a lifer at this point, right?
I do, but
wow.
I also thought Big Show and Mark Henry were lifers, and we saw how that turned out. So
we got a few more people in the viewing in. Thanks for tuning in for episode 300, our first ever live show. We're having a lot of fun in the chat. I like how Brienne goes. I want Punk and him in the ring. I like you had to preface that, didn't you? Knox and Shotzi, yeah, they only defeated the former tag team champions 3 times.
They beat them in non-title matches like 3 times, and they never got a title shot.
3 times. Ridiculous. Rudy agreeing that it was that Charlotte and Alexa promo was the counter to that great exchange.
I definitely think it was.
Yep. Sheamus and Jeff Hardy had a good match. Jeff Hardy wins, so he's in the match as a triple threat now. I thought that was a good match, and finally they're doing something with Jeff Hardy. After putting him in the 24/7 title chase, and you're like, what the fuck are they doing with him? And now they're finally pushing him. So it's like, well, okay. Then we got wow. And then an amazing triple threat to close the show between Big E, Roman Reigns, and Bobby Lashley. Fucking great main event. 20 minutes. They gave him time. Fucking great. A great main event. The tribal chief getting the win with the spear on Lashley. The 1, 2, 3. So that was the end of a great Raw.
And Big E had Roman beat twice, 2 times. If it wasn't for Lashley, Big E would have pinned Roman. I said what I said.
Oh, we know you're fantasizing about a Punk and Orton threesome. Come on. I mean, well, here we go. Randy Orton, imagine Randy Orton getting pizza cuttered.
There's no fucking way he would ever do a match like that. Orton's like, I'll take that pizza cutter and stick it right up your ass.
I don't know what Rudy's referencing here. Oh, the challenger thing. Yeah, but it don't matter. I mean, they beat the champions so many fucking times that why didn't they get a title match? Now they haven't really been on TV outside of driving a tank backstage or something, or hitting Corbin in the nuts with. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, again, unless one of them are injured, I don't understand what the hell's going
on. This needs to be a regular after 8 big AEW shows. So I don't know what show's referencing here.
He's asking for us to go live every week after Dynamite.
Oh.
Maybe.
Brienne was not happy with Roman winning that main event.
I wasn't particularly happy about it either. So,
sponsored by Papa John's, the Orton and Nick Gage death match, sponsored by Papa John's.
Shittier ingredients, shittier pizza, Papa John's.
More wiener jokes. Stroking Roman's weenie. He would have won. Yeah. I don't know.
I think he should have been the one to go over in that match. I agree.
What happened to Corbin? He's feuding with Kevin Owens right now. Kevin Owens.
It was supposed to be a KO and Corbin match on SmackDown, and Corbin jumped KO on the way to the ring, and the match never happened. So
yeah,
there's your happy Corbin update. Is there any headlines worth talking about? I can't recall if there's any big story headlines.
We're gonna fly through them. Interesting thing here. Chris Jericho said that Chris Hero was originally going to be a labor at Jericho. That would have been cool to see Chris Hero back in AEW.
Yeah, I would have been cool with that. I think it would have been
a great match.
Yep.
Brian Danielson shooting from the hip on the Young Bucks, saying he can't fathom paying $6,000 for sneakers.
Neither can I.
Yeah, fucking Matt. Somebody stole his pair. Somebody from TSA stole them on a flight.
His $7,000 Nike Dior's or whatever. Yeah. Look, I can't imagine having that kind of money to burn. I just. Nope.
Adam Cole said in an interview the TNT Championship is pretty exciting to him.
It is, because it's an important fucking title.
Mm-hmm. Could you imagine Sammy winning and then feuding with Adam Cole? A Sammy Guevara, Adam Cole match, baby.
What do you do with Miro after that, though, if you pull that? I like Miro holding that title right now. I don't think until you have a plan for him afterwards, I'm not taking that title off of him.
How would you feel Miro and Punk feuding? That'd be some good promos.
No, I wouldn't hate it. Look, the only interaction we ever got from Miro Punk was Punk's last match in WWE was the 2014 Royal Rumble. That was Rusev's main roster debut in the match. So they had their interactions there.
I think if I remember right, Punk said in an interview he made it a point for Miro to get his shit in.
Try to make Miro look good, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Who has the U.S. title? Damian Priest.
Yep.
Triple threat against Sheamus and Jeff Hardy on Sunday. Raw saw an uptick in viewership this week. Well, it was a better show. Roman Reigns is on the show. Roman Reigns moves the needle. I know Brienne will not like this, but Roman Reigns moves the needle. 1.79 million. So Raw gained over 100,000 viewers on Monday Night Raw this week. SmackDown continuing to give some good numbers. They dropped a little bit this week, but still well over 2 million, 2.19 million on that. NXT this week, their second 2.0 episode dips from the debut episode of 2.0. So they
very small. Dip. It was very small.
Yeah, 770 down to 746. So they lost about 25,000 viewers from last week. Dynamite, of course, this is last week's Dynamite. Got 1.17 million viewers.
I'm very curious what that number is going to be tomorrow.
Oh, it's going to beat Raw the demo.
I'm very, very curious.
Believe that. Oh, I got a story about Mark Cho. Hold on, I've got a story about this coming up.
Yeah, there's no way it's happening. It will explain.
Look,
she's not wrong.
No, I was joking.
The more stars you build, the more people that are going to be interested in your product.
I just know how much she hates Roman, so I had to put that out there. Impact drops down to 105,000. For the love of God, can they get on a different network? And Rampage for a Friday slot still pulling in 642,000. They're still pulling in bigger numbers than what Dynamite did when it got preempted over to Fridays. So that's still not a bad Friday night number for that late on a Friday night. Bryan Danielson on interview on why he is not wearing why he's wearing a white t-shirt. He says he's not interested in selling people things. He doesn't really want to have a shirt for people to buy. He just wants to be him, wear a plain white tee.
He said he might wear a shirt down the line, but right now he has a different mission in mind. I ordered the American Dragon is Back shirt anyway. It still hasn't shipped because freaking 1 hour Pro Wrestling Tees, 1 hour tees, whatever the hell you want to call them, still hasn't caught up with the 100,000 plus CM Punk shirts that have been sold since he.
There's a dark variant now.
I saw some dark variants in the crowd tonight, but I don't know if that's
because I don't want the white one.
I don't know if that's a shop. I'll look right now.
Yeah, I want to get the dark one. I don't want to get the white one. I'm holding out for the dark release. So, as Matt said, Grand Metalik has requested his release. He's still under contract until 2023, but he has requested his release. More on Bryan Danielson on not doing Yes Chance. He says WWE had asked him to respect their intellectual property,
which technically isn't. But he's being nice about it anyway. There's no black shirt on Shop AEW at the moment. Not saying it won't be there tomorrow, but there's none there right now.
Oh, she's gonna buy a head of the table shirt just to burn it. That's a waste of $30.
Dude, if you do, please put it on Twitter. So we'll retweet
video.
That
put on video,
on
please.
Lost In The Midcard's Twitter. We will absolutely.
If not, we're friends on Face. If we're not, we're friends on Facebook. I'll get it and share it.
That'd be funny as hell.
I want to see this now. Acknowledge me. Yeah, Brian wrote it.
She'll acknowledge how quickly a WWE Shop T-shirt burns.
Can burn. Oh, she said it right there. I will. Oh, here we go, baby.
She promised.
Here we go. Triple H gave an update. His first comment since heart surgery, saying he was touched and blown away by the outreach and support. Thanked Shawn Michaels and the crew for keeping NXT going and things like that. So hopefully Hunter gets well soon. More Bryan Danielson news. When I eat an apple, I'm essentially eating tree sperm. Line of the week right there. Daniel Bryan calling an apple tree sperm. Oh boy. I don't know. We talked about Bryan Danielson's about the next 3 years. He says he sees the next 3 years as his climax. Then he's going to go, be a family man and just work part-time after that. There's a lot of Bryan Danielson news this week. Bryan Danielson said the final count. Here you go, Mark Cho. Bryan Danielson said the final countdown was too expensive. Interview with Doc Mueller from Bleacher Report. He said, Tony and I talked about a couple of things. We had talked about the final countdown, but it was way too expensive. He said, I hate talking business stuff, but when I don't exactly know what it was, but it just wasn't the amount of money. They would only let AEW play it like 20 times a year or something like that for several $100,000. You can play Final Countdown 20 times a year. That doesn't work for us. So I think it's still being used in commercials and shit, and that's why it's so expensive. So that's why no Final Countdown. But oh well. I don't mind the Flight of the Valkyries remix, Matt. You like it? Dan O'Brien or Bryan
Danielson's. I think it's good. I mean,
Jesus Christ.
Final Countdown, but
yeah, me too, because that's such a great wrestling entrance song. I don't know how many times I'm going to say Daniel Bryan. It's going to be a hard habit to break. I think did I do that with Mox at first too? I kept calling him Dean.
Probably.
Oh God. There's a Kids Bop version of the Final Countdown. Oh my God. Oh, for the love of God. If you noticed on Monday Night Raw this week, WWE pulled Ric Flair from their open. Also pulled his merchandise. A little more of that dark side of the ring fallout. Tommy Dreamer suspended indefinitely from Impact. Also suspended from Busted Open. Did they even talk about Tommy much, or are they just not not mentioning it at all on Busted Open?
Busted Open said he's off the show until further notice. He's pretty much indefinitely suspended. Like he
that's all he said about it.
Yeah.
Full Gear is going to be in Minneapolis, Minnesota, November 13th. Made official. Matt was hoping for Baltimore or DC.
No, I was hoping for the fucking show to stay on the date it was supposed to be in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Because I was going, and now they shifting everything off a week and moving it to another state. I'm not going now, so I'm kind of pissed off about it. So.
Some weird news. Ricky Stark says he's permanently replaced Mark Henry on Rampage.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
just leave him as the man. Leave him as the.
I like that main event interview.
The hype man backstage. That's fine.
I like that. I like what they do with that main event. I think that's pretty cool. Cesaro talks about the party in an interview. He did an interview with Ryan Satin. And he talks about the authenticity of the party. Of course, Matt and I are both big fans of the party. So it's kind of sad to see that end. He also talked with Ryan Satin about the Uno deck and how their custom Uno deck kind of came to be. I haven't gotten mine yet. You?
No, I saw them retweet somebody today who got their shipping confirmation, and I fucking ordered that damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like immediately when it went up, and I haven't gotten the shipping confirmation yet. So I don't know. I want, if it's starting to ship, I want my shipping information so I can track the damn thing.
Minor spoiler from Impact. Heath Slater returned from Impact tapings just in time for Rhino to get kicked out of Matt's favorite faction, Violent by Design.
I hate Violent by Design like Brie hates Roman Reigns. Yeah.
Dan Lambert taking shots at WWE. I love Dan Lambert. He's a great heel. He says WWE is egotistical in their approach. He ain't wrong. Is he?
Duh.
They have announced Roman Reigns facing Brock Lesnar at Crown Jewel. Yay. This cracked me up. John Cena said the NFT thing was a huge failure.
Well,
NFT? I don't get people spending shitloads of money on NFTs. That just makes no sense to me whatsoever.
John Cena needs to understand that his merchandise is made and marketed towards children.
Yeah,
and if you thought if you thought they were going to sell these packets to get these shirts at $1,000 a clip, you were out of your fucking mind. There's a reason why you only sold 37 of the 500 packages that you made. You fucked up.
Yep. I wanted that shirt too. I've never wanted a John Cena shirt in my life, except for the Pro Wrestling NES shirt that he had. I wanted that shirt because it was Super Mario Brothers 3 shirt, and you had to buy the fucking NFT to get it. It's like so fucking dumb. All right. NXT, Extreme Rules, ECW, no, WWE Extreme Rules. We got Extreme Rules coming up here Sunday on the Peacock.
Yeah, let's run them because my laptop battery is driving down.
Roll. Let's run these down. Then maybe we'll take some. We'll end the show with some questions from the audience if they want to send us some questions. Send us some questions if you want us to answer any kind of pro wrestling questions or anything. We'll end the show with you guys. I appreciate you guys for joining us in the chat for the 2 hours we've been on.
It's great hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, this has been a hell of a lot of fun. This ain't the only time we're gonna do this, but send us any questions. We will answer them. But first, we're going to do our predictions. Liv Morgan, Carmella. This got thrown together last week. I hope to God Liv Morgan wins, Matt.
Liv has to win. Has to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. The time to push her is now. And again, Carmella is, with Zelina Vega, been the resident women's jobber for a while now. Tag team match for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championships. The Usos take on the Street Profits. I don't have any feeling. I don't think they're gonna. As long as Roman holds the title, I don't think the Usos are gonna drop yet either. I'm gonna go with Usos. What do you got, Matt?
Yeah, I would. Usos probably retain.
Yeah, I think so too. Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship. Who do you got there, Matt?
They want to continue to stack Charlotte's title reign, so I'm going to say Bliss is going to win.
I agree. I think Bliss is going to win. The crowd wants her to win too. The crowd's behind her. So this is definitely, I think, a good time to put it on Alexa right now. Triple threat match for the United States Championship. Jeff Hardy, Sheamus, Damian Priest. I do not see a title change happening here, Matt. I keep the title on Priest.
Priest retains.
Becky Lynch against Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Who do you got there, Matt?
Becky cheats to win. She'll retain, but she won't win clean like she did at SummerSlam. It'll be some underhanded thing, like she'll roll up with the handful of tights or something like that. It'll be Bianca's about to win, but Becky escapes by the skin of her teeth. Fully agree.
I at first I thought Bianca was going to win it back from her, but now they're doing this heel thing with they're really pulling the trigger on that heel thing with Becky. I honestly think that Becky's going to retain.
I wouldn't be surprised to see them separated after the draft as well. Let Bianca go after the opposite title or whatever show Becky finds herself on.
Yeah. And then Universal Championship. Extreme Rules match, the only Extreme Rules match we know of so far on the card on an Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Extreme Rules, the Demon, Finn Balor, Roman Reigns. You don't bring the Demon back just to job him. I have an inkling that the Demon is going to win the title because then a Brock and Roman fight without that title, which I think makes that a better feud anyways with the titles not involved. So I think you take the title off of Roman, you have Roman and Brock feud without the title because there's already built-in stuff there with Paul Heyman. You don't need the title for that feud, and you don't job out the Demon. So the Demon's going to win the championship on Sunday. Matt? Does it agree with me?
I wish you were right, but you're not. The only way Balor wins on Sunday is if Brock comes out and costs Roman the match. The only problem with that is it makes Brock look like a fucking moron because by costing Roman the match, he then doesn't have a title shot at Crown Jewel in a few weeks. But they only made this match Extreme Rules so the fucking Usos can get involved, and it's essentially going to be a 3-on-1 match to beat the Demon.
Yeah,
that's the only reason they made this match Extreme Rules so they could cheat throughout the entire match and beat Balor. I hate it. I don't think you should ever bring out the Demon to lose. I think it's a terrible decision. I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
Spoiler.
See, did you hear spoilers too?
I almost opened up the Patreon showing that somebody from somewhere debuted at Rampage.
Oh, yeah. That's what I saw.
Didn't.
That's what
I shielded myself.
That's what
All right.
That's the spoiler I saw. I know who it is.
All right. That's it, man. That was episode 300. Thank you for the ride. Hey, let's
It
just
is a very weak card, Rudy. I agree. My favorite thing about WWE pay-per-views now is I order Chinese and I eat throughout the show, and that makes them better.
Yeah. So let's shoot the shit. Let's end 300 with you guys on the chat. Appreciate you guys joining us for this ride for episode 300. It's been a lot of fun going live for the first time ever. Thanks to everybody that came on. Brienne, best on the mic of all time.
We're seeing him right now, CM Punk.
All time, I'm gonna go The Rock, man. Of all time,
I think The Rock overall was too heavily scripted at times. The fact that Cena had to call him out on writing a promo on his arm and the lead into WrestleMania 28. I think that disqualifies him from that.
He's getting old at that point.
Yeah, well, look, CM Punk's still rocking it now, dude.
I know. I've given you shit. I'm talking about.
I'm going with Punk.
Yeah. I'm talking like
because
more
I think the pipe bomb changed the wrestling industry forever.
Yeah, that was one thing.
I question without the pipe bomb if AEW would even exist right now.
That's one thing compared to a whole body of work, though, on a mic, though. I mean, we all know Punk's great on the mic, but of all time, I don't know. I'd give it to the Attitude Era Rock, so which is different than the writing his promo on his arm Rock, but yeah. Mark Cho, do you think Dark Side of the Ring puts a nail in the coffin in Flair's career? I don't know. Flair's already told his side of the story and says that this is not accurate. Other people I've seen people come to Flair's defense that know Flair and know. So I've seen people like Dutch Mantel not come to Flair's defense and say he's been doing it for years. So I don't know. Is it the nail in the coffin of his career? I don't know. It's definitely gonna be the nail in his coffin for some time now. You ain't gonna see him for quite a while on anything. So I don't know. What do you think, Matt?
Well, he's implying the Chris Kanyon episode this Thursday.
It makes it worse.
He believes they're going to touch on Flair calling into the Howard Stern show and burying Kanyon.
Yep.
During that, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do. I don't know, but I don't think you can bury Flair any further than he's already been buried at this point. So,
watching Kanyon's expression change during the course of that call was just heartbreaking.
I refuse to watch it. Just like I refuse to watch Dark Side of the Ring. I've only ever seen one episode, and that was the Brawl for All episode, and that was enough for me.
What do you think the worst decision WWE has made this year so far?
Ooh, this year. That's a damn good question. Maybe letting Bryan Danielson's contract expire, or not realizing that Adam Cole's contract expired in July instead of December. Maybe those are two of the two things that they made terrible decisions on.
I think the worst decision they made this year is changing the direction of NXT. I think NXT
not wrong there.
NXT was consistently one of the best program the company had, except this year that kind of went to SmackDown as NXT on USA got boring at times. But Triple H's vision of NXT produced some of the greatest matches in that company's past 10 years. Ciampa, Gargano.
You can't overlook the booking of Karrion Kross on the main roster either.
Exactly.
And that's coming from somebody who's not even a Karrion Kross fan. But the package that they've created for him in NXT was perfect, and they've absolutely butchered everything about that guy that made him special.
Sam agreeing with you on there, the contracts. Yeah, I think that's going to be their biggest mistake, is the fact that they had something good, and ever since the move to USA, it's gotten watered down, and then Vince killed it. So, and that leads into the next thing from Rudy here. After 2 episodes, do you have much faith in 2.0? I'll tell you what, I've enjoyed both episodes. They were some good and some bad last week and this week, but I've overall enjoyed them so far. So I'm kind of going into it with an open mind. I've enjoyed it. On the other hand, like I said, it was their biggest mistake. I've enjoyed it so far. I think it's okay. I don't know how much faith I have in it long term, though.
I don't think we've seen the story of NXT 2.0 yet, and I don't think we'll see it until later on this year. 2 months from now is actually a good time frame to put it on, Rudy. I would say ask us this question again in 2 months.
Yeah.
And I think we'll have a lot overall better idea about what the future of this brand is going to look like.
Yeah. Also, Rudy here, if EO gets drafted, Raw or SmackDown, well, it's hard to know.
It's hard to say because the entire women's rosters are going to get shuffled around with the draft. So it's hard to place her right now. If I was putting her somewhere right now, I would put her on SmackDown. But oh my God. Obviously,
I'll tell you
Connery.
No, I'll tell you who wore it better, Sam. The guy in the ball gag on Pulp Fiction.
Or that guy from Mad Max.
Right?
Or Shao Kahn.
God. Shao Kahn, there you go. My God, have they killed somebody. This dude was a badass on NXT, had one of the best entrances in pro wrestling, had a smoking, beautiful, real-life girlfriend on his side. Are they married?
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were married. I thought they were just
married, dude.
A couple. Boy, have they killed Karen. Now they're in rebuild mode with him on these vignettes, because these vignettes with him the last couple weeks have been pretty good. Which is something they should have just done from the beginning instead of having him lose to Jeff Hardy in 3 minutes. And why did Jeff Hardy cheat to win in that match too was another mystery that's never been solved. But I don't know.
Win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat.
When will we see NXT 3.0, which is actually 4.0? Yeah, it's a good point, because the first one was the game show.
We're technically in NXT 3.0 right now.
Yeah, because of the shitty-ass game show thing they had to start. Yeah, I don't know. Do we put Scarlett?
I think we should.
My God. I don't know. That is just classic Vince fucking up something good. That was in NXT. But anyways, hey, it's been a blast, guys. I mean, we had a lot of fucking fun tonight. Thank you to everybody that's been, listening from the beginning, listening. If you're new, thank you for joining, and hopefully we entertained you enough to come back to us next week. Thanks to everybody that was in the chat with us for over 2 hours tonight. We've had a lot of fucking fun with you guys tonight. Just like to remind everybody, we are available on any podcasting platform. Search for Lost in the Midcard. Make sure you find the new feed, because both of our old feed and the new feed will pop up. The old feed obviously is gone. We cannot add to it. I think our old archives are still there, but make sure you select the new feed, because that's where the new episodes of the podcast are going to show up. So just search for Lost in Midcard, hit the new feed. Obviously, we're on the YouTube, but if you're not watching us right now on YouTube, listening to us on the podcast, go subscribe to us on YouTube as well. We would really like to kind of build the YouTube following. Like I said, we had a lot of fun here tonight. So once we go live again, we'd like to have a lot of you come back for the next live show. So search for Lost in the Midcard there. Hit the subscribe button. Give us an Orange Casty thumbs up on the video. Give us a hit the bell, so then when the new episodes drop, which is typically every Thursday, comment, share, help us out. We're only getting started. We've been doing this for 7 years now, but we're not even close to finishing. So
we're evolving.
Evolution. You can follow us on the Twitter at LITMC Podcast. You can go follow Matt at Raw F Showtime. You can follow me at JB Huskers. We're on Facebook as well, facebook.com/Lost in the Midcard. And all of our links are on our website. Thanks to the gentleman in our chat, Mark Cho, for giving us litmcpodcast.com. All of our links are there. So again, I would like to thank everybody. It's been a tremendous, it's been a tremendous couple of months of wrestling. It's always fun to talk about it. And I just love how you guys came out for episode 300 to make it fun for us to interact with you guys. I think it was a lot of fun. Hopefully we can do this again very soon. And before we ride off into the sunset, Matt, what are your final thoughts?
Yeah, just thanks for everybody for coming out tonight. Like you said, it was really fun interacting with everybody in the chat. I think this is probably one of the most fun episodes we've done in a long time, and I think the live audience has a lot to do with that. I very much enjoy having you guys here. And if you guys want it, tell us you want it. We can make this a weekly thing. The demand simply just has to be there. We didn't know. Yeah. Look, there's a lot of wrestling shows that go live after Dynamite every Wednesday night.
Yeah.
We are so thankful that you guys chose to hang out with us tonight instead of the big dogs. So I appreciate y'all. Exactly. If y'all want to keep coming back, we'll keep doing it. Mm-hmm. We'll have some fun. We're not making y'all super chat to interact with us and to get your comments read on the screen. We want to be an interactive show with all of you guys.
Yeah.
So
Brian says, let's keep going live. And great words from Mark Cho here. Rest in peace to Trevor. Trevor, if you do not, for those that may not be familiar with us, Trevor helped us get on the podcasting platform from the get-go through his website on spiderduck.net. It helped us be able to be on iTunes and everything, even in Spotify and then all other podcasts. Early on in the show, Trevor would come on for our pay-per-view prediction shows, and we even kept a running tally, win-loss record between the three of us as well and stuff, and we had a lot of fun with Trevor. Unfortunately, earlier this year, Trevor passed away, which is why we had to also shift over to Anchor.fm for our podcast. So, thanks for bringing him up there, Mark Cho. Trevor would have loved episode 300 because he had fun with us when he was on the show too as well, and then of course moved on to a different career in the gaming world, and I can't wait for that game to come out. It's going to have probably a nice tribute for Trevor as well on it. So that was really good. All right, fellas, thank you again for tuning in to Lost in the Midcard. For Matt Black, I'm Jeremy Bennett. Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you next week with our Extreme Rules review. Acknowledge me.
Good night, everybody.